With Phil stumbling drunkenly out of his bed, appearing in his head all the things he's wanting to be said. 19 minutes are filled to fill, with so much time to kill. He promised chill, but all he does instead is beg and show. The stream's online and straight away begins to whine, but all is fine as long as Shad's benign and doesn't step out of line. His content's immature for all to endure like fresh manure, but I feel sure he ran straight to feeling so insecure. The money he earned from yesterday was withdrawn and long gone, as Phil spending impulse is always set to stay on. If supports are also slow, his taste are low and fails to grow, you never know, the show may turn into an easy bingo. Once kicked off across the board with charge to what because his code can be ignored, just how much DSP makes us feel so bored. To help us fight or sleep and try to keep alert to watch a creep who play bingo, but Phil will bitch and why his sheep are also cheap. While DSP is chasing green, we're seeing green across the screen as Phil's routine predictability rivals are so machine. It's not in burp and leaning ban, it matters not if battery fun, his child can't see it flowers make him feel less of a man. Takes a drink and starts his like before lunching into a bike pretending they're for bills when truth is there to buy a wrestling JPEG. Talks about his shitty life of college cat and fatty wife and all his strife of forgetting that it's unwell and they were rife. With drama he will react but isn't act, that is a fact as he rehearsed to be exact in how he felt he was attacked. Teaches nearly over and awareness in sight with what to white despite Phil to light that tips were not white. We'll say alright it is okay and now it's time for Phil to play, but first he'll say that tips will help from being off the other day. And with those words we win again, it's never if but always when the game is won. Thanks to that we made it to the very end.
Post-nasal drip is going, my sinuses are inflamed, my throat is gunk up. What is going on here?
Hey guys, King Jad here, and welcome to DSP Bingo. What is today? Monday, the 3rd of April, 2023. I do hope you're all doing well indeed. I randomly went down a wee rabbit hole earlier on and looked on Kiwi Farms for the anniversary of the incident, and the very first mention of it was pretty much on this particular page here, on like the now retired topic. And it's just incredible seeing some of the things that people are saying about it, you know, some of the tweets that came from it, you know, and like just people are losing their damn minds about incidents. It's fun to kind of do a wee little deep dive down these like historic DSP incidents and look at how people reacted at the time on things like Kiwi Farms. And there's also a bunch of historical things on there as well, like people also make up their own random art, like, you know, DSP is Chris Chan or whatever, and this kind of shit here, and the old tweets as well, these old tweets as well that fucking got archived and some classy ads still be fucking mocking Phil as well when it happened. It's always kind of fun to kind of dive down that. But as you can see though, this is present day, you know, that was 7 years ago. It's next month will be the 7-year anniversary of Phil, you know, having that YouTube live stream incident, which and it just comes out. I was just randomly down that rabbit hole earlier on, just looking at different stuff, and but yeah, it's just kind of funny how we're coming up to like the 7-year stretch of that, you know. And that is, in my opinion, all the embarrassing things that have happened to Phil, all the times he's humiliated himself, every single fucking negative incident he's had in his like fucking 15 years of a content creator or whatever, that one incident of him doing that on camera is without a doubt, in my mind, the most humiliating thing he's ever done, and it's how he'll be remembered. He'll not be remembered for fucking begging. He'll not be remembered for fucking being a prolific content creator. He'll be remembered for being the guy that jerked off on stream. That is his legacy for now and forever, in my opinion. That's just it's up there. It cannot be beat. It cannot be surpassed. But yeah, I should mad taking it anyway. But anyway, you aren't here for that random fucking wee deep dive into that old lore. You're here for some DSP bingo antics and shenanigans. Let's spin this bastard and wheel and see what the criteria is for today's bingo card. Oh, so a good one today, it looks like. Hate to say. Hate to say is today's bingo card criteria and all that shit, so we need a number. We need a number in chat between 1 and 187. The very first number in chat I see over the card I use for today's bingo antics. 85 is the first number I saw from Golden Toad. Barrett Wells said 420. It's a little bit over ambitious because there's not 420 options. But yeah, the very first number in chat I saw was Golden Toads of 85. So we'll go to the 85th bingo card, which will have the hate to say be on it. So not the 85th card in total, but the 85th example of hate to say, if that makes sense. It shall be the 86th result, of course. So, the card on the right hand side is a card we have for today's bingo shenanigans. So, we've got Phil having dead air, him saying dude, him leaning banning somebody, him saying reality, and him scratching his stash. Then him saying, there you go, you guys, in fact, hate to say and honest. The third was Phil saying business, shocked, him snorting, him saying positive, and that being said. Shout out to that being said, by the way. The fourth row is Phil making that annoying T sound, for example, when he says Twitter or excited. React, you see, him touching his face and him flailing his arms. And the final row is Phil saying, alright, what the fuck are you talking about? Or, what are you talking about? Wrong, him laughing and him saying, schedule. The end mal is asking how many cards do you have, or are they procedurally generated? Every single time I generate these cards, I ask for 1,000 to be generated. There's 117 different possibilities to go on each card, and so it's not always going to be the same thing on each card. That's why I have 1,000 different examples, so I've got a nice kind of little varied mix of different things on them. And that's why I spin the wheel to help us pick a certain fucking card for a criteria. So I'm not asking for a number team win 1,000, you know. This really helps narrow it down to some specific numbers, some not fucking scrolling 1,000 different fucking entries to try and get to the bingo card. It's easier to fucking scroll through a couple hundred at most, rather than a fucking 1,000, in my opinion. Political's asking, is there a Pygnosis card? I mean, for Phil to say it, no. For him to do it, well, I guess that's him repeating the same point constantly. It's like you're trying to fucking pygnotise you, you know? But that's another card, but that's not our card. The card on the right hand side is our card for today's bingo fun and games. If you guys actually want to see the card in its full glory, I'll show you the card. Okay, fuck it, you know, I've done this sometimes in the past, and I will change the resource on my OBS to show you the notepad file for the bingo antics. So there you go. So you guys should be able to see that now. This is everything that's on the card. I'll even make it a bit bigger for you guys. So there we go. There we go. So everything on this list is what is possible for bingos, essentially. Everything that you see here is all the different criterias. I need to scroll up a bit, don't I? Yeah, I was wondering. So everything on there, that's everything for bingo. And I'll say 24 of those are eligible for a game of bingo. And yeah, if you guys have anything on there that you don't like the look of, or you think you should have something added to it, by all means let me know, and I will look into potentially adding or removing things from the card. For example, we had points at text removed recently because Phil no longer has a genuine members goal. He still does point towards the screen, but he doesn't do it all the time, so I felt it wise to retire that. I might bring it back, I don't know. I might be adding sister, because Phil fucking refers to the React channel as a sister channel. So he actually might add the word sister to the fucking rotation. Right now, those things are not been done, you know what I mean, but it's a possibility. I have saved the card now, thank fuck for that. Good days. What's people saying? Voodoo people says, I'm just here to let your stream back to your work. I hope work goes well for you, pal. I know. Then Mal says, we need DSP to sing bingo on a stream. I'd be happy if anyone, had a go at singing bingo. I think it's a banging me tune I made. It's bizarre how well that tune, that wee kind of bingo tune I sing at the start of each stream. I say sing. Perform at the start of each stream might be a better fucking way to rephrase that. But I'm surprised how well people like that, considering how quickly it was made. Yeah, that was a fucking rapid production. Like, from concept to recording to releasing was all within a day. I just came up with the words on the spot, and just fucking rolled with it. And it's a great wee tune though. The beat's a fantastic wee beat, so I'm glad I was able to kind of make good use of it. Look, feels like no drama here as long as internet works. Good luck seeing Mario launch week. We're purposefully staying away from until later on. It'd be a real shame if Phil got spoiled in Mario, wouldn't it? He and his wife are planning to go see it at one time when it's all quiet. It'd be a real tragedy if somebody spoiled what the Mario movie was like for him. But yeah, we've got the card saved. I can close that, and you guys should really... I guess you guys might want to fucking see the screen properly rather than just a little notepad file, so let's just go back to this then, okay? There we go. As I said, I was just browsing through this earlier on, fucking little bit of history here, with the old shit here. It's just incredible, man. It's like this topic blew up. This is like the 1st of May, 2nd of May, you know what I mean? And like, there's fucking, the guy that owns Kiwi Farms was like, yeah, this is a celebratory event. DSP jerked off on stream. Fucking got wee videos of it, and everyone fucking just piled it in Phil. But yeah, And of course, Keemstar brought up, breaking DSP caught what looks like a masturbating on stream. Hashtag drama alert. Keemstar, of course, noticed and brought it up and tweeted about it. But yeah, it's such an interesting we kind of deep dive down like memory lane and how Phil reacted to it at the time. At first, Phil denied it. The popular thing is that Phil said that he was scratching his leg. Phil never claimed he was scratching his leg. He did, however, say that he was doing various things, and he was banning everyone that mentioned it. But he then kind of changed his kind of approach and sort of rolled with it, especially when Keemstar noticed. When Keemstar noticed, Phil kind of went from denying it happened to accepting it happened and trying to fucking use it as a means of fucking getting clout. Because Phil did tweet Keemstar and tried to fucking get to be on a show to talk about it more. Is it please DM me and we can talk more about it? Like, literally, Phil was like fucking chasing like fucking clout in that regard. I've got some. Actually, hold on. In case people don't believe me, I'll even fucking show you that. Don't give me a second here. And it's a random wee deep dive, I know. But let's see. There you go. So it's like, there you go. Keemstar, if you actually want to talk about it, we can DM. Just followed you here. So yeah, Phil fucking tried to actually get on to talk more to Keemstar about it, to talk more about the fucking incident when it happened at the time, back in May 2016. Fucking hell. But yeah, Phil wants to forget about it, not shit. It was a terrible thing for him to have happened. You know, fucking usual excuses. Born Subby says, did the incident establish DSP as a legit lol cow? I think it's a fair shout. I think the incident absolutely did solidify that, yes. Phil was already a figure of fun for how he reacted to this Decide Don't Play and just him in general. But the incident was by far the biggest thing to have happened to him in terms of accumulation. 2015, he had like copyright strikes, not shit, and he got swatted. Things were happening to him, you know what I mean? And people were making fun of him, but not... Yeah, I'm trying to think pre-incident. Was Phil an absolute, you know, not... Keep in mind, the incident made Phil an absolute kind of global figure of ridicule. Before that, yes, people made fun of Phil, but a lot of people didn't know who the fuck Phil was. Phil went from being, who is that, to, it's the guy. So in my opinion, yes, the incident did make Phil a lol cow, essentially, because it turned him from just, you know, it was a case of it went from who are you to, you're like, oh, it's the guy. The guy that jerked off on cam. So that's my take on it anyway. But others may disagree, whatever, because Phil also did plenty of fucking controversial things and stupid things before that all happened as well. It's just that a lot of that didn't get a huge amount of traction, in my opinion. You might say prolific. Prolific, yeah, could be another good way to put it, yeah, prolific. Anyway, we're getting distracted way too easily. Shit. We'll just go to live, make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, here. Phil's not properly live yet. Cool stuff. Let me just get the game all set up. Let me get the card set up. I was actually going to tell you a wee story about what happened to me today because I got very lucky today. I'll set a game up first. I'll quickly go for the card and set it up for you. So, remember guys, 25 snorts, free space, 10 burps, free space, 100 likes on Phil stream, free space, and 100 likes here, also a free space. And 25 out of 25 on the card means one of you guys win a prize. Simple as that. So yeah, quite a brief summary of today of the kind of rules and rundown. So, I got very lucky today, but in the course of thinking of telling you guys what happened to me, it got me thinking as to how Phil would tell a story. If Phil was telling a story, he would claim he was one of the most unluckiest people to exist today, and obviously he'd fucking spend forever talking about it as well. I woke up earlier than planned today. Like an hour or so before my alarm was due to go off, I woke up, you know what I mean? It just happened, so I thought, did I start work early? Did I maybe try and go back to sleep for an hour? I ended up going out for a walk. While I was out, I checked not long after into my walk, I checked my pockets to try and get my phone. Couldn't find it. I assumed I'd left the phone at home. So I just kind of finished my walk, got home, couldn't find my phone. I was like, shit, where the fuck's my phone? I didn't have it with me. I checked for my phone not long into my walk and I couldn't find it, so I just assumed, you know, I just left it at home in my home, but I couldn't find the bastard thing. So I've got a wee Samsung phone, so I used the kind of you can go into your computer and track your phone that way. And so I go onto it, you know, I try and find my phone, thinking whereabouts is it going to show me in the house, however. No, it's like fucking across town. I say, what the fuck? So yeah, so I must have had my phone with me this morning, dropped it without realising, And I was very fortunate I got picked up by somebody who was cleaning picking up litter off, like council workers who were cleaning the streets. So I managed to ring the phone and get it tracked, whatever, and they actually picked up whatever, and I was like, yeah, I think you've got my phone, please. So yeah, I managed to kind of get it off him, as fortunately, and get my phone back. It was a very fortunate escape, but it's one of those things. Like if Phil was telling a story though, he'd be fucking going, I'm so fucking unlucky. I barely fucking slept, I shit, and I went for a walk and I lost my phone and I was so stressed and all that shit. Phil would be fucking being so negative about the story. And yeah, well, it sucks I didn't get as much fucking sleep or whatever. The fact is, I know how fortunate I am to have gotten this fucking phone back. You know what I mean? That could have fucking went so horribly fucking wrong for me. So, yeah, I mean, I dodged a fucking bullet there. Plus, my story didn't take fucking 10 hours like Phil would have fucking taken with his story if it happened to him. Anyway, as you can see, Phil's going live right fucking now. So, yeah, you guys all know the job by now. Please tag me in chat in case I miss anything on the card. I don't try and miss things on the card, I just do sometimes because I am a stupid bastard. That is what it is, nothing I could do, dude. 25 out of 25, one of you guys coming up prize. We've got 3 spaces on the go, 25 snorts, 10 burps, and obviously 100 likes here or there. And is there anything else I'm forgetting? Is there anything else I'm forgetting at all? Oh yeah, DSP's an absolute bitch, and forever will be. Good fucking luck, guys. Here we go.
Good morning, everyone. Phil here, and oh, fudge. Welcome to the show. How's everyone today? Sorry, I've been a little distracted this morning, which is why I forgot something, obviously. There we go. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show, the Level 1 podcast, that is, here on DSP Gaming. How's everyone? I hope you're doing well. Today is Monday, the 3rd of April, 2025. I said 2025. I actually almost said that. 3rd of April, 2023. How are you doing? I hope I find you well. We got a lot to talk about today, particularly some things that have been distracting me this morning that I need to talk about. First and foremost, my internet is having some issues today, okay? If you are watching on demand on YouTube, this will not affect you whatsoever. I record locally, so that should not affect.
We needed him to say on demand for the entire podcast yesterday and he refused to do it. Within like fucking 60 seconds today, he says it. If he had said it yesterday at all, during that 90 minutes or 100 minutes, we would have fucking won bingo. And it only took him like a fucking minute today.
Affect your quality.
I just rewind that just to mention, but motherfucker.
This will not affect you whatsoever. I record locally, so that should not affect your quality of your on-demand video if you'd like to watch the podcast after the fact here on DSP Gaming. But if you're someone who is watching live on stream, you're likely going to have some fluctuations. I'm taking a look right now, and basically what's happening is my internet's staying, good, steady, then all of a sudden it'll go yellow, then it's green, orange, green, orange, red, orange, green. And when it does that, when it fluctuates like that, it could cause some frame droppage. Usually it doesn't mean you'll lose the signal. Usually the stream will keep going. But you may see some stuttering, you may see some freezing as a result. I'm hoping for the best, and I'm hoping that over the course of the podcast today, this situation resolves itself, because the podcast runs about 90 minutes. That should give my internet company more than enough time to clear up whatever the problem is, because I don't know what it is. It's nothing on my end. Like, I'm looking, all my connections are fine and everything. We are having some weather outside. There's some rain, but we have rain a lot here in the Seattle area of Washington State. So I can't imagine that would simply be like rain outside causing it. So I just kind of shrug. I'm like, well, it's nothing that's in my control. And if it's not in my control, I don't see the reason to freak out about it. It's also not consistently bad. It's fluctuating. So it is what it is. But I'm just forewarning everyone that this is happening right now, just in case you're wondering if you get some stuttering, if you get some frame droppage, and maybe you have to restart the stream. That's what's going on. It's not on my end. It's something to do with the internet. Okay, that's number one. Number two, we are likely going to be interrupted at some point during this stream, but I don't know when, because we're doing one of our inspections here. Basically, to give you a nutshell explanation, a summarized explanation. I live in a condo facility, and it's considered a townhouse, but it's multiple units together. So I'm, you know, connected to 2 other homes. And because of that, we have what's called like a co-op alarm system. Let's say, for example, my neighbor's house had a fire, a house fire. Well, obviously, I would want to know because I'm connected to them. So if they're on fire, I want to be able to clear out. So I need to be alerted. So we have this alarm system that actually covers multiple units all together just in case. So they come by a couple times a year to test it. And what they usually do is the actual alarm is located in the garage. And they go in there and they perform a couple tests. I think they do a heat test and a sensor test. They do different things. And then they purposefully set the alarm off. And then they come inside your home to make sure that it's resonating in your home so you can hear it. Because what's the point of having an alarm if it's not loud enough that you can hear it in the house, right? Like, you would never be alerted. So they're coming here to do it today. But they're coming between noon and 2 p.m. Now, usually they're good about it. Usually they show up within like the first half hour. And it's not a long test, you know. But what I need to do is let them into the garage. And I also need to let them into the house temporarily to let them hear that the alarm is going off. That's their test system. Cat just happens to be at work today. So I have to do it, which is fine. As you know, I don't even wear headphones anymore, right? So because I don't wear headphones, I should be able to hear them when they show up. Now, what I need to do is go downstairs in about 45 minutes and open the garage for them so they can do their testing. And then basically wait for them to turn on the alarm, which will probably be loud. And then once I hear it, go and let them into the house so they can hear that the alarm's going off. And then that's usually the end of the test. It doesn't last very long. It's only like, once they set off the alarm, it's only a couple minutes and then they're good to go. But that's going to happen jam smack right in the middle of our stream. And there's nothing I can do about that. Like I said, about 45 minutes, I'll be going downstairs to let them into the garage. And then once that testing goes off, you know, I'll probably mute the mic, go let them into the house, let it get that done, and then we'll get back to normal. So I'm hoping it'll take place during the podcast. That would be ideal if it actually takes place during the podcast. If they show up late, then it might take place during gameplay. And obviously that's a little bit more intrusive. Once I start playing the game, you guys just want me to keep playing it. You don't want to see me get interrupted. You know, I'm the same. I don't want to be interrupted either. There's not much I can do about that. It depends on when they show up and actually do the test. Okay, so it'll be happening. You know, it is what it is. It happens a couple times a year. Usually my wife...
Money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much, Barrett Wells. So Super Chat says, I bet he thinks they're only looking at the one in the garage. I hope they say they have to check all of them in the unit. That would be quite inconvenient for Phil, wouldn't it? But yeah, that'd be fucking quality. They fucking do the right background research on Phil Burnell and they fucking find the old fire alarm video where Phil was just doing a video during the whole fucking thing. The fire alarm's going off like fucking crazy and Phil's still trying to fucking plough on with a fucking video where he's unboxing a game, but he doesn't unbox it during the fire alarm. Worst video ever on YouTube, by the way. But still somehow, you know, must see viewing. Just to kind of witness the stupidity of the man.
And, you know, it is what it is. It happens a couple times a year. Usually my wife can take care of it, but she's not home today. So, you know, we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's not too intrusive. Now, as you've already seen, Jasper is here today. He'll be available to hang out with us during the stream. I don't know if he'll be jumping on the chair or whatever during the course of the stream, but he hangs out here every once in a while on days when my wife is not home. She's not home today, so he'll be here as well. So we got a lot going on. We got fluctuating internet, an alarm test.
Money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much, Black Mage. Super Chat says, if his gated community is so safe, why not leave the garage open ahead of time and the door to the house? I don't know, I guess Phil's all paranoid about sort of the fucking, like, if things are unlocked, the fucking detractors will just flow en masse to his home. The Snort Fort will come under siege if people might be aware that Phil's home is unlocked, even in the safety of a gated community. Like, Tevin will turn up, Hey Tommy will turn up, Aquatil will turn up, Evil AJ will turn up, all at once, just to get that motherfucker.
So we got a lot going on. We got fluctuating internet, an alarm test, and a wild domestic tabby cat. A wild domestic. A little contradictory there. So there you go. That's what's going on today on the stream. Now, of course, today also is the return of Resident Evil 4 Remake, which I know you guys...
Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much to Logan K for Super Chat. It says, reminder, the alarm in Phil's office is disconnected. We saw this in the ring light video. We'll see if this gets him in trouble with management. It's a possibility, for sure. It's an absolute fucking possibility. Also, this face right here could be a good wee thumbnail. This face right fucking here. Hold on. Let's just explore potential thumbnails. Does it get any better? Does it get any actual better than that? Give me a second here. Let's just explore a couple of frames here. I don't know. Maybe that's as good as I was going to get. I think we can do better. We can do better than that. The chain spotting face. It's shite Ben Scarish. That's no.
Guys are excited for. It is most definitely the most popular thing that I have been doing for a while. You know, I would say the last couple of months have been quite slow for gaming. Can we be honest? In January, there was one game that held everyone's interest, and it was Dead Space Remake. In February, there was one game that held everyone's interest, and it was Hogwarts Legacy, and even then, it was only for a couple of weeks, and then that hype died out. And then in March, there's been one game that's held everyone's interest, and that's Resident Evil 4 Remake. It's been very slow for games. Now, the good news is, because I'm a variety content creator, I juggle other things. I've been juggling content on my React channel, DSP Reacts. I've been juggling special events and lots of chill playthroughs. So I have variety for you guys, but admittedly, when there's just not a lot going on in the realm of new game releases, it can feel kind of slow. I am happy that for this last week or so, things has most definitely picked up around here on DSP Gaming during the Resident Evil 4 Remake playthrough. The streams have high attendance, the engagement is great, the support is great, the on-demand videos are actually getting views, because as much as I'm enjoying the chill playthroughs, they just don't get that much attention. But this game actually is. It's great. This game, in my opinion, is stacking up to be just as good, if not better, than Resident Evil 2 Remake was. I told you guys, the really tough decision for me is, obviously, when I beat this game, I'm going to have to compare it to the other Resident Evil 2 remakes that I've played, 2 and 3. And I'm going to have to tell you what do I think rank-wise. It's going to be rough. This game's really good, but Resident Evil 2 was also really, really good. Resident Evil 2 was my game of the year when it came out. So this is going to be interesting to try to figure out in my mind when I'm done with it, what's the better game. But I'm going to do that. I'm going to take on that challenge. I'm going to try to answer that for you, but we're not done yet. We're in chapter 11 of 16, okay? And I think people were saying there's one, like this 11 is the last major chapter in Salazar Castle. Either that or there's one or two more chapters in Salazar Castle. And then you head into the home stretch, and if you remember the main game, from back in the day, after that you leave the castle and you start fighting Krauser, and you have a few other areas that you go into. It's kind of the end game areas, where things kind of even pick up a little bit more, and there's more enemies and stuff, and some crazy boss fights coming up. So we'll see how it goes today with the 3-hour stream. I would think maybe we'll get through Salazar Castle. Maybe we'll actually finish it off today, in which case, great. But we still have more to go. We're definitely not beating it today. We definitely have at least 2 to 3 more streams of it to finish it. So I'm excited. As you know, last couple of streams I did of the game were late night streams on Friday and Saturday. They were very fun, and thanks to anyone who attended those, because having late night attendance is actually a rare thing to have, like, big attendance, but it was big attendance and good support and everything for it. People really seem to enjoy those streams. And now I'm excited to bring it back to the daytime stream, because it's going to bring more attendance. We're probably going to have higher attendance today than we've had on streams recently, and that's a good thing. I'm excited to see where the end game goes. I mean, we just fought the Verdugo, which was pretty epic. They definitely changed it a bit from the original game, but we got it done, even on hardcore mode. A lot of parrying, which is very different from the original, because there's no parrying in the original. So being able to parry its attacks actually, in my opinion, make it easier. I didn't realize. I was like, oh, wait a minute, this guy's pretty easy to parry. I can parry almost everything. And once I figured that out, I pretty much kicked his butt, So, good stuff coming today. So, Level 1 podcast, and then we're going to have Resident Evil 4 Remake as the main gameplay stream today. All right? Now, later tonight, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, it's our late night chill stream of Like a Dragon Ishin. And now we're finally going to advance in Chapter 10. I have no exaggeration, been in Chapter 10 for 5 hours, running around doing side content, because I've been told that Chapter 10 is the last opportunity in the game to do said side content, because once you hit Chapter 11, it's all story from there on out. So, what we're going to do tonight is advance the story. And we're going to see if that will advance the game any further. Maybe it'll change the time of day and more side quests will be available. Because right now I've done, I think, everything that's available in the city up to this point. But if there's some time advancement, maybe there'll be more that'll open up. So we'll see what happens tonight. Maybe some story advancement, some more side content, depending on what happens. 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. Tomorrow, we will swing back to Metroid Prime Remastered on the first stream, continuing on with the chill playthrough. Yesterday, we unlocked the Grapple Beam and the X-Ray Visor. So every time we play this game, we're getting multiple new items to explore new areas. I think at this point... Oh, we also got the Super Bomb yesterday, too. So I think at this point, the only thing left that we don't really have is the... whatever the red arm cannon is. I don't know if it's called like the magma shot or something. Whatever that is, it's the only thing we really don't have. Everything else we have, and we can open up like every door in the game now. So, of course, that leads me to believe that we're nearing the end. Probably another 1 to 2 streams of Metroid Prime Remastered, and we're going to beat the game. So, with the imminent conclusions of Metroid Prime Remastered and Resident Evil 4 Remake coming up in the next, few days to week, that means we're going to have to start looking at new games. And the good news is, number one, this coming Friday, it is my special marathon event to celebrate my birthday. My birthday is actually on Thursday of this week, but Thursday's my day off. So when we come back on Friday, it's going to be a day-long marathon here on DSP Gaming. Just to clarify, this is where the stream will be, on DSP Gaming, okay? And what are we doing? Well, a good variety of stuff. And what I was thinking about this, actually. I was like, this is cool because I'm going to have content on that stream that can be split. Some of it can go here on DSP Gaming, and some of that content kind of fits over on DSP Reacts. So we can actually do some fun stuff together and then have content for both channels on demand. I was like, oh, that's actually a neat concept. So here's how it's going to go. On Friday, we're going to do a Level 1 podcast. That's likely going to cover my day off and any news or whatever. Then we're going to jump into my birthday celebration. Maybe do a little bit of Q&A and or chilling with you guys. If I get large contributions on Friday, I'll be taking a sip of the bottle of gin that the Dutch brothers donated here to my streams. It's, I think, gin from the Netherlands. It's Dutch, so the Netherlands, right? Yeah. So that's going to be available. We're going to be doing the schedule update for the rest of the year. What we're going to do is...
Fucking finally, this fucking idiot says schedule. We have our first bingo in the game. Diagonal from top left to bottom right. Also, note Phil not specifying tips there. He said large contributions. He is hoping to fucking lead gullible people to fucking super chatting $100 and then fucking telling them, no, I'm not doing it because I need tips. The $100 tips is what unlocks the fucking gin sips.
We're going to go through...
Give me what says RIP Forbidden Math. Did Forbidden Math get nuked? God damn it.
Doing the schedule update for the rest of the year. What we're going to do is we're going to go through game release listings. And we're going to see the games that are coming out and the dates they're coming out. And we're going to talk about if those are games you guys be interested in seeing me play. And we're going to populate the gaming schedule for the rest of the year.
Give me what says see his Twitter. Can you... Do I have his Twitter handy? Yeah, but Darksy, the Phil, with his artwork. Jesus Christ. But I don't know. I don't even know if I have him on Twitter. That's not that shit. Well, I do follow him. Whenever I go... So, Forbidden Math has 7 days until Forbidden Math is taken down along with all his attached channels. Some pathetic perma virgin defending DSP. But hey, the call DSP, I hope you are ready to get sued over this. Your culpableness is being done in your name. And if you think I'm going to give you my name, you're a bigger dent than I thought. But I'll give you my lawyer's name. Jesus Christ, man. You know who strikes again. Fuck me, man. That fucking sucks, man. Jesus Christ. Hopefully Forbidden Math can get through it all. Hate Army, I know, for example, kind of tweeted directly at YouTube to try and resolve it. And it kind of worked to an extent. But the whole threat of legal action and actually Forbidden Math having a lawyer and giving their name over could be a solid tactic as well. don't think Superhound would actually fucking like to go down that route of actually going down and contacting lawyers with a shit. So, I mean, fingers crossed fingers crossed for Forbidden Math. It sucks it happened.
So this is going to give us an idea of what I want to play in the next few weeks to months, and this will also help us to determine, for example, for this month, what games should I play between the new releases. I think it'll be a good opportunity for us to kind of sit down and look at that and formulate a game plan. Because right now I don't really have a game plan for once Resident Evil 4 and what do you call it? Oh my God, Metroid. When Resident Evil 4 and Metroid conclude, I don't know what's next yet. But we can talk about that. We can maybe determine that this coming Friday. In addition, all right, I'm going to be doing some cool stuff. Tier Maker, that website where you can rank things with this cool, ranking tier system that they have. I'm going to do it live. We're going to actually rank several different things, probably video game franchises, food, movies, all kinds of stuff. It's going to be a fun, interactive portion of the stream where we kind of chill and, you guys help me to rank things. We'll talk and debate, what's truly better, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, or Halloween. Shit, we got to figure this out. We have to weigh and balance these very, very appropriately to determine the rankings, you see? So that'll be fun. We're going to do that live. In addition to that, there's going to be birthday cake where my wife's going to make me a cake.
Never mind that. Phil said you see. That's another fucking bingo. We can tick off you see from the card. And there's a second bingo of the game.
Weigh and balance these very, very appropriately to determine the rankings, you see? So that'll be fun. We're going to do that live. In addition to that, there's going to be birthday cake where my wife's going to make me a cake on Thursday. And I'm actually going to have a piece of it live for my birthday. Also, I'm going to order food. We're going to have live food during the show, which I've now called Feasting with Phil, the Tasteful Truth. So we're actually going to have some food live, a nice meal together for my birthday meal. And then on top of that, all of that, there's still more. There's going to be a fantasy match, a 30-man battle royale in WWE 2K. So we've got a lot of variety of stuff going on, and that might not even be all of it. If you guys want to see something else as well, I'd be open to suggestion, and or we'll just see how, it goes and play it by ear. But I feel like it's just going to be a nice, chill day celebrating my birthday, a variety of content that will happen during that day, and it's going to be more laid back. There will be no pressure to perform anything in a certain time frame. It's not like we're doing a playthrough or we're doing some kind of a marathon where I have to play 5 games in one day. It's nothing like that. It's definitely going to be a lot more relaxed. Okay, and that's what I want. A nice relaxing birthday celebration day this Friday. It should be good. Okay? So that should be neat. So all that's going on Friday. I hope you'll be here. And then, obviously, Saturday is my React show, DSP versus the Internet. Saturday night we'll do some gameplay, and then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, 4 straight days of gameplay. And what will the gameplay be? Well, it depends. Do we finish Resident Evil 4? Do we finish Metroid? Do we need more streams of that? And if we're, once we figure out what game releases are coming out this month on Friday, we can populate the schedule for what you want to see next. I'm well aware there's a strong desire to see me go back to Elden Ring. I'm okay with that. If that's what people really want, and you want to see me start my Elden Ring New Game Plus run, I'm totally okay with that then, if that's what you want. Okay, so maybe we'll do that, and we'll balance that with some other stuff. We'll see, okay? But yeah, this should be a good week, a fun week of variety coming up. I hope you guys are down for all of this stuff coming up, okay? So that's kind of the scheduled segment of the show. What else is going on? Well, a lot of variety is going on over on DSP Reacts. As of today, Ask the King from Friday has now fully uploaded, so that's done. But we've still got daily parts of DSP versus the Internet that are going live over there. Yesterday, I released my review of the movie Nope, which was the latest Jordan Peele movie from last summer. And I'm going to release another review this week. I've already watched the movie. I watched The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. All right? This is the 3rd Conjuring movie, I believe, in the timeline. Of course, there's other spin-off movies like the Annabelle series. But I saw the movie last night. And I have some stuff to say about it. All right? And I don't want to spoil here. I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it for the review, which I'm going to put out later this week. Probably either like Tuesday or Wednesday night, because Wednesday is my last streaming day. So either Tuesday or Wednesday night, I'll put it out, and I'll let you know what I think. All right, so that review is coming this week on DSP Reacts. But also, I know what the next movie is, because a new movie was added to Amazon Prime, and it's one that I wanted to see for a while. Ladies and gentlemen, it's one of the biggest movies of last year. Everyone was talking about it. Everyone went to see it. Everyone was talking to me about it on my streams, and I feel like I was the only person who didn't see this movie. Do you know what movie I'm talking about? I'm curious if anyone could say what movie is Phil talking about that he's going to review later this week. Let's see what people have to say. Cuties. No, not Cuties, you disgusting son of a bitch. Correct.
Hold on, Cuties. Phil defended Cuties before. Bizarrely, I remember that shit. I love that somebody brought it up, and Phil's pretending to fucking all of a sudden be against Cuties when the rest of the internet was, but before he was fucking defending that shit. Phil defended that fucking movie. Never let it be fucking forgotten. Never let it be fucking forgotten. In fact, let's see if we can find any detractor style content which has Phil defending the movie Cuties. There's a bit of strange trying to fucking type DSP Cuties. I don't know, go together, usually. Yep. Memeology 101, 2 years ago. Fucking hell, when's the fucking DSP shit? Here we go.
No, I did not watch the trailer for this Netflix show called Cuties, but now it's all been blown up. So here's the thing. There's a movie called Cuties. It's a French film about a bunch of 11-year-old girls who join a dance competition. One of the girls is in a very religious Muslim family that's very conservative, and they feel that this girl being in this dance competition, that she's sexualizing herself, which obviously a young girl shouldn't do. And the whole plot of the movie is this girl, it's a coming-of-age film, the girl finding herself in her own identity as a dancer while fighting the conservative things of her family, but also trying to prevent herself from being over-sexualized, which is another pitfall of going into the entertainment industry. So the plot of the movie is actually quite good, and this film was screened at the Sundance Film Festival, and people loved it. They said, wow, this is an outstanding film. It's really meaningful. Netflix decides to fucking actually advertise this film as a sexual film. The picture that they make is these girls in these skimpy outfits, and the tagline is Cuties, and it's like something like, you know, they're hot or something like that. Like, it's crazy. Like, you're looking at this, you're like, what the fuck is this? This is a movie about pedophilia. And it's not. It's actually the opposite. It's a movie about the girl fighting conservative, but also way sexualized values that aren't in line with what a girl should be doing. And basically, it's a really interesting film in that regard. And they marketed it to be about a movie about sexualized girls. Now, it's so bad that thousands of people wrote a petition online and said, what the fuck is Netflix doing? We want this fixed. So Netflix actually in the last few days pulled all the marketing down and apologized publicly and said, you know, sorry that we did this. We don't even know, I don't even know how it happened. How did that get approved? Like, how did they not realize that advertising this movie as sexualized little girls, which the movie isn't even. That's not the movie. How did they advertise it like this? Like, what the fuck? What were they thinking? I have no clue.
I think that is the extent of it, yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. So that was pretty much Phil's take on that. And now, he's saying it's disgusting for fucking anyone suggesting that he watched that.
And who didn't see this movie? Do you know what movie I'm talking about? I'm curious if anyone could say what movie is Phil talking about that he's going to review later this week. Let's see what people have to say. Cuties. No, not Cuties, you disgusting son of a bitch. Correct. My Ruin got it right. Top Gun. Maverick. Came out last year. And it made box office records. It smashed it. And I didn't see it. But it just hit Amazon Prime. So I'm very interested in watching this. So I'm going to be watching Amazon Prime Video, Top Gun Maverick later this week. And I'm going to put out a review of that on DSP Reacts. Okay? So that's the next movie lined up for later in the week. And then after that, we'll continue on. We'll see what else. It's good. What I'm liking is the variety. Because for a while there, I was like DC, 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 but now I'm breaking it up and I'm doing other stuff. And I'm enjoying doing the variety of stuff rather than just the same type of stuff all the time, you see? And don't worry. Yes, there's other variety too. Like, for example, Rodney just says, well, you should definitely watch Everything Everywhere All at Once when it becomes accessible somewhere. And I want to. Trust me. I really enjoyed watching The Whale, which won the Best Actor, award at the Academy Awards. I want to see, obviously, the Best Picture, but it's not rentable anywhere besides having a Showtime subscription. And I'm not getting a Showtime subscription right now. So, we'll see. Whenever that's available, I want to watch it. But anyway, yeah, so that's just an idea. We got the Conjuring review coming out in the next couple of days. And then we're going to have the Top Gun Maverick review later on in the week. And then after that, we'll see. I'll see what else is available. We'll go from there. Okay? So good stuff. Good variety going on, man. I'm having a good time with all the content around here. I want to say thanks to anyone who's been attending the streams, anyone who's been supporting the streams. I really appreciate that very much. I really do. And I'm excited for this coming week. It should be a good variety of stuff coming up. Okay? All right. So I think we covered all those topics. Obviously, I just want to direct your attention to our members goal for the day. And what I mean by that is we don't have monthly members goals anymore. Last month, I abolished them based on your feedback. And guess what? It worked well. Not only do we actually grow on the channel, but we're doing a fun event this Friday, and we didn't have to hit a goal to do it. Pretty much a no-brainer, right? So, if you like this content and you want to support the channel, please consider either becoming a channel member or maybe gifting some memberships to the community. That's a great way to support not only me and my content, but everyone else here that watches it as well. And I do appreciate those of you who chill with me every day here and support the streams in any way. Recently, we did get a bunch of gifted memberships, which is great. It helps grow the channel a lot. And thank you to anyone who did gift memberships to help out DSP Gaming or DSP Reacts, because we're actually at a record high number of members over there, too. Really appreciate that, okay? So, just throwing that out there. I'm streaming here all day today. We got Resident Evil 4 Remake on this first stream, and then later tonight, we got Like a Dragon Ishin. And what I would like to do is see if we can hit 510 members by the end of today. If we do, that's great. If not, it's not the end of the world. But it's good to have these kind of goals, right? So thank you. Thank you for that, okay? And what I would also like to do, hold on, because emails coming in, that's just a bunch of junk. Nothing too important. What I would like to do, we have news today. We actually have a good amount of news to talk about before we get to any kind of shout outs or anything like that. Some interesting news variety going on. So I'm going to get into the news stories.
Now I'm going to go to 1.25 speed because Phil was boring 11 tits off of me. Also, I think Phil's goal was also 510 members yesterday. He gained one member, so it's 506. But I think yesterday he also wanted 510 to happen. We'll check that. We'll check that right fucking now. Hold on. So we go to videos and I fucking click on live on podcast from yesterday. And then we just fast forward to any fucking point in the stream.
He says, I'm interested
in... Phil wanted 510 members yesterday. He gained one, which was one gifted membership. So he still wants 510.
But I have to remember that in about a half an hour I have to open the garage. That's what I'm trying to keep in my mind. At noon, go downstairs and open the garage for the people who are going to test. So, okay. Here we go. Let's get into some news stories that have been happening. All right, because we got a good amount of stuff to talk about. So let's see. First of all, let's do a little bit of an update on Microsoft Game Pass. How does that sound? You guys want to hear a little bit about Game Pass? So the new Game Pass games for the month are now announced, and they're going to be coming out over the next few weeks. If you have Microsoft Game Pass or Game Pass Ultimate, here's the games you're going to have access to. On April 6th, my birthday, Everspace 2, which is leaving game preview, but I guess now actually becoming a full-fledged game release. I don't know what Everspace 2 is. I've never heard of it, but I've definitely seen some games in game preview on Game Pass, like Slime Rancher 2 was one of them. I think that one already now is in final release and stuff like that. So give it a look. Ghostwire Tokyo, April 12th. Now that's an interesting one. If you remember, it was about a year ago when Ghostwire Tokyo came out. It was the latest game from Tango Gameworks. That's the studio that's headed by Shinji Mikami, or was, because guess what? Ghostwire Tokyo came out, did not perform well as they had hoped it would. It did not sell as well. It did not review as well. For me, I played the game and I liked it, but I did not love it. And here's what I mean by that. It was all right, and it had a good visual style and had a unique kind kind of idea to it. However, the game got very, very repetitive and lost all of its momentum in the second half. Essentially, when you get all the elemental abilities, because there's like fire, water, wind, once you get them all, there's not much else to the game. And it takes about halfway into the game to get them all. But then after that, just kind of like rehashing the same enemies, maybe doing variations of enemies that combine or look a little different or act a little different, but it's almost the same. And that's really where the game falls flat. When you have a game like that, you want it to continuously be adding more variety. It's an open world exploration game with a supernatural element. You're fighting ghosts and demons, and there's boss fights and interesting plot elements, but you don't want it to be repetitive. And man, that game gets repetitive for sure. And that's the problem. I really don't feel like they did enough to make it feel like it was a unique game in the second half. It gets very boring. Besides the ending is all right, but everything leading up to it is kind of disappointing. So, it's all right. It's like an okay game. Now it's on Game Pass, I would argue maybe a lot more people would actually give it a shot. And I do recommend, if you like supernatural games or whatever, you should give it a shot. It's kind of a fun romp, especially if you're someone who doesn't really mind the fact that it gets repetitive or grindy. A lot of people like that kind of game. Oh, the game has a lot of content. I could go around collecting items and doing challenges and fighting a bunch of enemies or whatever. Yeah, the game has a unique open world where you can do a lot of that. And as long as you understand that, and you're okay with the repetition, you'll probably like this game as a Game Pass game. You're not spending any money on it, so give it a look, all right? Minecraft Legends is April 18th. Now, Minecraft Legends, what is that? I don't even know what it is. Like,
oh my god, why is he not doing his own fucking research into the shit if he's going to bring up in his own goddamn fucking show? If I was going to bring up a fucking topic of conversation, beforehand, like if I knew I was going to be talking about something, I'll be fucking doing at least a little tiny bit of research into what the fuck it is I'm talking about. According to Trent, it's Minecraft's take on Diablo-style games. Cool stuff. Auto Insane says, remember it gets up early to research and news. My arse. Early, that's quite a flexible fucking term. How early? Like 5 minutes early? 10 minutes early? Full disclosure, guys, because I didn't have a great sleep last night and I woke up earlier than planned, I actually went and had a nap after I had something to eat for dinner. I woke up 5 minutes before stream. I did a DSP. I woke up 5 minutes before stream started because I needed a wee nap. It feels weird, man. I fucking felt too. I was a wee bit delayed starting the stream today because I was a bit groggy. You know what I mean? I'm still trying to wake up for fuck's sake. And it's the same kind of shit you see in Phil when he first starts fucking streaming. You know what I mean? When he turns the stream on and he starts talking, it looks like he's fucking trying to wake up. He's rubbing his eyes. You know what I mean? Trying to get his sleep out of his fucking eyes, and he's fucking not fully functional yet. You know what I mean? And it takes a while for him to get into that fucking snorting rhythm and all that shit. So yeah, I definitely recognise some signs of. He is definitely fucking not waking up early. Not for his fucking streams anyway. He's like waking up about fucking 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes before streams do go live. I cannot be convinced otherwise.
It doesn't ring a bell. Is that an RPG? Like, I know there's been a bunch of Minecraft spin-off games, but man, I can't put my finger on what Minecraft Legends is. Dungeon crawler. It's an RPG dungeon crawler. Was I gonna play it at one point and then I decided against it? That was what happened. Is I said I was gonna play it, and some people got excited for it, and then I decided against it and I didn't play it because that's why I don't know what it is. Well, anyway, that's April 18th. Then Coffee Talk 2 on April 20th. Cassette Beasts on April 26th. The Last Case of Benedict Fox, April 27th, and Homestead Arcana. So yeah, as you can see, the games basically diminish in notoriety the further down the line you go. But those are the games that are coming out this month, just so everybody knows, okay? Alrighty then. This is an interesting story. Are you ready for this one? So as you guys know, Street Fighter 6 is coming out in 2 months, right? Actually, a little less than 2 months now. And people are getting very hyped for it. By the way, EVO Japan just happened over the weekend. That was the final major tournament that will be held to run Street Fighter 5. Essentially, now Street Fighter 5 is retired for good. No one really cares about it anymore. And now everyone's just hyped for Street Fighter 6. And so with that hype, of course, comes attempts to capitalize off the hype. It was announced. Listen to this. Legendary Pictures. You ever seen any movies by Legendary Pictures? I have. I remember the logo and everything. Has purchased the rights to make a live-action Street Fighter movie. I don't.
Why? Why that face? Why? Please, why? Why? Also, why? Well, you know what I'm gonna fucking do. It's almost like he's fucking trying to give us a fucking thumbnail without us even asking for it. Let's just go. Okay, first of all, let's enjoy this in half speed.
Street Fighter movie. I don't know about this.
Okay, now I need to fucking determine what is the best possible frame from all that fucking weird shittery.
Live action Street Fighter movie.
So this initial one here might be a good one. That one right there is kind of weird as fuck. You know? It's like, it kind of reminds me, sometimes, some dogs when they try to act aggressive, but they don't have the capacity to actually look aggressive. So is this like Phil trying to look aggressive here? This is Phil baring his fucking teeth as best as he fucking can, but he can't really fucking do it because he's a fucking different type of breed than most men. He's like some sort of fucked up weird fucking hybrid between fucking pig roach and fucking human or some push. So it looks like this. I'm like, do I go with this? I'm going to save this one. I'm going to try and do a thumbnail for this one, but it might not be the final one. So I'll just get a wee picture cropped out here, then we fucking go. 2 seconds, and then making. So I've got the website right here, ready to fucking go. Give me a second here. I clicked the wrong fucking thing, hold on. It's a great wee tune. Anyway, copy and paste, please be a good paste. Please press a button. There we go. Well, that's a very good option right fucking there, ladies and gentlemen. There we fucking go. That's a solid one to have as an option right fucking there. Now let's go back. And see if there's any other good potential frames. Like that. Was that a better one? Not sure. I'm not entirely sure. I like how Phil's snort sack seems to have fucking vanished because he fucking pulled his face and like this. You realise that? Where did Phil's snort sacks go? They vanished. Like, you can kind of see him a little bit fucking here, but the fucking snort sack seems to fucking vanish altogether. What the fuck? Is this better or worse, guys? Right, we need to establish, is this better or worse than that? I'll take a wee screenshot of this one as well, you know what I mean? But I don't know which one to pick, I don't know which one's the better one. Which one's going to be the fucking more robust thumbnail? I don't know. But I'll get a wee screenshot of this one as well, because why not? Variety is a spice of life after all. So let me copy that. Paste in here, please be a straightforward paste job as well. It's okay. I can get that removed over there, it's alright. But yeah, that or that. That or that. Top or bottom? Top or bottom? What's the better one? Top or bottom? People preferring the bottom, it looks like. To say prefers top, Impolite Canuck says bottom, D-Dog says bottom, Benny Fox says bottom. Most people prefer top, Infidel Castro prefers top. A wee split there, you know? In person. And Bob Loss's impression of his wife. Fuck me. Make it a gif. It's a thumbnail, I can't even make it a gif. What I could do for you guys, again, is play it in slow motion again. And someone can make a clip. Someone can do whatever they want with it. Using, you know, I'll play it again for you guys in slow mo to enjoy in its full fucking glory. And one of you guys can fucking make a gif of it. In fact, I'll go even fucking slower. How's that?
A live action Street Fighter movie.
What in the absolute fuck? Okay, back to fucking normal fucking, well, I say normal speed, back to 1.25 fucking speed. But yeah, fucking me, man. Someone can enjoy making a fucking gif out of that if they want. Or gif, whatever. I'm used to saying gif, but these days I say a gif now.
I don't know about this one. There have been multiple live-action Street Fighter movies. Of course, we all remember the campy 1990 Jean-Claude Van Damme-led ensemble cast movie with Raul Julia, right? And that's one of the movies that, in my mind, is so bad it's good. It's not very good when it comes to being true to the game. It's not even a very good story. It's not well acted. Besides Raul Julia, by the way, he's like the best actor in it. But it's just so campy that it's entertaining. Like, I could watch that movie over and over, and I've told you guys that the Street Fighter movie is one of my guilty pleasures, that I can watch that movie over and over and enjoy it, even though I know it's bad. Okay? Then, there was another Street Fighter movie in the 2000s called The Legend of Chun-Li, starring Kristen Kruk. Why do I say her name like that? Because it's so phonetic. It's so weird. Kristen Kruk. She was from Smallville at the time, right? I think. And I don't know why they thought that she would be Chun-Li, but they did make her Chun-Li. And that movie was really bad. I saw it once. I could barely finish it. I remember I was like, oh God. I really could barely watch it. It was just a really, really bad film. And unlike the original Street Fighter movie, it wasn't so bad it's good. It was so bad, it was just like really bad. Like, it had nothing to do with Street Fighter. It was really stupid. So, yeah, pretty bad. And then after that, there's been attempts, okay? Attempts. Meaning, I believe at one point, wasn't there a...
Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much, Barrett Wells with Super Chat. Says he said the same thing about the Last of Us TV show, but all those things were negatives against it. Of course, it's typical DSP to be quite contradictory in the things that he fucking says about the fucking content out there for him to consume. He's always going to fucking contradict himself and contradict himself and make himself look like a big massive fucking hypocrite. It would not be a normal DSP stream without him saying something dumb to fucking trip himself up over his own goddamn words compared to something he said beforehand not fucking long ago.
There's been attempts, okay? Attempts. Meaning, I believe at one point, wasn't there a live-action miniseries that they did on the internet? Wasn't Machinima involved in it? I'm pretty sure. Machinima, back when they existed, was involved in a live-action Street Fighter series. And it was terrible. You know? So it's not like they haven't tried this before. They've tried this quite a few times. And never really has it happened where it's been good. Now, I think what's happened is if you looked at the last few years, you're seeing a lot of video game franchises being reinvigorated as movies. You know, Sonic has been very successful in this regard, and since Sonic, now it seems like a lot of other franchises are trying this out. I mean, hell, the Super Mario Brothers movie launches this week, correct? So, with all the success of these video game movies, it seems like they're trying to jump into the fray. But how, I guess here's the question. Alright? How do you take the idea of a street fighting tournament? It's an unsanctioned series of combat where people who are high-ranked fighters from all over the globe of different fighting styles just start fighting each other in the streets. And then underneath that, there's an underlying air of conspiracy and or, you know, a secret shadow organization called Shadowloo trying to rule the world, and they're committing crimes and things, and so Interpol is involved and things like that. The story of Street Fighter has always been kind of convoluted. If you just play Street Fighter 2, you'd scratch your head and have no idea what's actually going on in the plot. As the games went on, they added more and more plot lines to it to make it more interesting. You know, oh, Guile works for the armed forces, but also there's Charlie, and they're teaming up with Interpol, and they're trying to take down M. Bison, the leader of the Shadowloo organization. And M. Bison is a superpowered being that really isn't the body he's in. He's a soul that jumps from body to body, and he hires the best people from all over the world to work for him. And then he brainwashes certain people to be his slaves, and then there's other people that come together to expose Bison for various reasons, or they've been involved with his organization over the years, and there's rival organizations. So it just gets more convoluted the further into it you get. How do you take all of that arguably has never really been made sense of, right? It's always been kind of a nonsensical plot line. How do you turn that into a movie that makes sense that people want to watch? And the answer is, I don't think you can yet. Like, for example, they've tried a couple times and they've always failed. They've never really done it successfully. So maybe fourth, fifth time's a charm. I don't know. But the way I see it, it's just, you know, they might have to, it's going to be one of those situations where if they actually want to make something that a modern audience is going to watch and digest and enjoy, they're likely going to have to change it. It can't just be a street fighting tournament. You know, what are you going to see? What's it going to be? Like, the Bruce Lee movie where they go to the island and they start fighting? I mean, we already did that. It was called Mortal Kombat. You see the Mortal Kombat movie from the 90s? I mean, they already did that concept. So, it'd be very confusing. You know, how they would actually turn this into anything that makes sense. But it's interesting to see someone wants to take a shot at it. I mean, they're trying with others. You know, not Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat just did it a year or two ago, right? That movie just came out. People said it was all right. A lot of people said it wasn't, but, you know, maybe they're going to give it another shot. I don't know. It'll be Shadowloo versus the Freedom Fighters. Same old, same old. I don't know, man. Bloom Kid did a super chat. Says video game movies have gotten better. I think they can pull Street Fighter off. No one ever thought we would get a good Sonic movie either. Yeah, and it's weird because the Sonic movies, I mean, honestly, they don't really tie into the games. Let's be honest. Like, I saw Sonic 2, and I was like, this is nothing like the game. nothing. It's a good ROM. It's like a popcorn flick, but it's nothing like the game. So now, if they really wanted to do it, here's what they should do. They should put Van Damme in it. Now, that would be amazing. Like, Van Damme, he shows up at the end, and he's been brainwashed by Bison, and all the fighters have to fight Van Damme, and he's like a super ultimate character. Now, that would be amazing. The return of Van Damme as the final boss. That would be so good. Anyway, no retro pairs. I didn't miss your super chat. I shouted out the Bloom Kit one.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much, Bored Panda, for a super chat. It says, an unsanctioned fight movie? Bloodsport. Yeah, a lot of people were saying Bloodsport as well in the chat, for sure, you know what I mean? An unsanctioned fight movie. Bloodsport. Fucking perfect, you know what I mean? Most of it, it's just, yeah. Phil has no earthly fucking concept or clue what he's fucking talking about, as per usual. There's also been successful fucking fight movies made before. And a couple of, what was the examples I saw someone else fucking put in the chat? Someone else put a couple of examples in the chat earlier on. Hold on, like, blah, blah, blah. Where did I see it here? I saw somebody say a couple of good examples and then I missed it. And I can't fucking find it because my dumbass missed it. Of course I did. But yeah, there's been a couple of good kind of crossovers, you know, and examples of it, you know.
Money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much to Barrett Wells for Super Chat, who says, fun. I forgot to make Phil dance. Hold on. I forgot to make Phil dance. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was too busy fucking deep in thought there. So I'll make Phil dance for you. Okay.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money.
I'm all fingers and thumbs today, man. The fucking son I get a stream deck a better. I'm clicking the ring wrong. Thank you very much to Barrett Wells for Super Chat. It says, fun fact, Van Damme came to my animation school my first year. He was looking for a school for his nephew, apparently. It's pretty cool. You got to fucking see Van Damme in the flesh. He's a fucking icon, you know what I mean? I know as an actor in general, you know, he's not got a great fucking range acting wise, you know. But yeah, he's still a fucking legendary sort of kind of action, you know, movie star. You know, you think of like action movie stars. You think of obviously fucking like Stallone and Arnie, and you think of Van Damme as well. You know, I mean, he is up there as well.
He's so good. Anyway, no retro pairs. I didn't miss your super chat. I shouted out the Bloom Kit one because it was pertinent at the time. But I do a segment of all the shout outs at the end here. Anyway, so that's happening. We'll see if there's more information anytime soon. Konami. Yeah, Konami. You know they still make video games? I didn't. But they do still make video games, and they just announced the following. Listen to this. Their Okada studio is now going to become their next major production center for video games. It's now going to be equipped with a full mocap studio and a sound studio necessary for future product developments. New R&D center is now being built and will be completed in 2025, and this is all meant to strengthen the next generation of video game development that they want to do. Konami. What? Konami? I thought Konami had given up on video games, right? Have we seen a new Castlevania game? Have we seen a new Metal Gear? It's been so long since we've seen a sound Konami game come out. I thought we were done with this. I thought that they'd given up and they were focusing on pachinko and stuff. But apparently, this is kind of what happens, is you get shifts in management at these companies. And they all have different ideas of what's important and what's not. I mean, hell, anyone remember GE, General Electric? They were an electronics company that made appliances and the like. And the management decided overnight, we're becoming a finance company. And turned them into a finance company. So these companies can really go all over the place. And I think what happened was, Konami, you know, for one point, especially during the fallout with Hideo Kojima, I really actually feel like that's what spearheaded this. Is that when the development of Metal Gear Solid 5 was going awry, and they felt that it was going off the rails, it was costing too much, it was going over budget, it was taking too long to make. Excuse me. And they were having all these disagreements with Hideo Kojima about the game, and eventually they fired him, right? They got rid of him and said, forget it, we're just going to release the game as is, we're rushing it, we're punching it out the door. I think that maybe made them apprehensive about possibly making games, or they thought if they tried to push new games, that people would be very upset with them because of what happened with Kojima, because he was such a beloved game developer in the game development community. And so they felt we needed to take like 5 years to step back and focus on other endeavors for that time. But there will be a time when we're going to come back. And maybe now is that time. Maybe now they're feeling they've been away from the game climate for long enough.
It's an interesting fucking idea, Phil. Have you thought about fucking taking a break from the internet for 5 years to fucking have people forget about the fucking drama about you? It may be a good shout. Yeah, Phil, fuck off for 5 years, would you? Get a job or something. Fuck off for 5 years and see if the internet will fucking forget about you and move on from fucking reminding you of your fucking, bullshit antics you fucking get up to. Being the guy that fucking jerked off on stream, being the guy that lies and begs all the fucking time. WWE champions and all that shit. Yeah, disappear for 5 years, so, and see if the internet will fucking forget, and you can fucking finally get on with your fucking miserable fucking life.
They can regroup and come back strong. I don't know. I would say definitely Castlevania might be the way to do it. I don't think the Metal Gear, there's so much love for the franchise from a very, very avid, rabid fan base that if they try to make a Metal Gear game without Kojima, I don't think it's going to succeed. I don't see how it could. I think it'll be a huge problem. Even if they make a good game, I don't think people would like it. They're going to crap all over them and be like, nah, you fucked Kojima over. But if they focus on other projects that are under their umbrella, then maybe they could actually have a modicum of success. So yeah, I think that they should work on Castlevania and other projects like that and see what happens. So I guess we'll see, but apparently there's a turnaround in Konami, and they're going to come back. They're actually going to attempt to make video games again in a major way, and they're putting all this time and effort into it, okay? All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, I have two other news stories that are directly related, and they're both about pro wrestling. If you don't care about pro wrestling, I don't blame you. Allow me to explain what I mean by that.
I thought this motherfucker didn't watch wrestling anymore. Is he going to fucking talk about how did he actually watch WrestleMania?
Okay? Let me put it this way. I used to be a lifelong fan of pro wrestling. I watched it in the 1980s during the heyday of Hulk Hogan and Macho Man. I watched it in the 1990s during the new gen era of HBK, Shawn Michaels, and Bret Hart. Then I took a break from it, and I went back to it in the 2000s during the whole Invasion era, Ruthless Aggression era, and, I maintained my fanship of it through the early 2010s with the CM Punk era, okay? And I liked it so much that I actually used to do, my early days of YouTube, an actual wrestling commentary show. It was called Smart Guys, where every week I would watch all the WWE shows. I would even watch some of the competition, like Impact Wrestling. Back then, there was no AEW. And I would do a weekly show about what happened results-wise on each show and what I thought about the matches and stuff like that. So I was really into it, okay? And I used to play all the wrestling games. Whenever there was a new release, I would play it right away, play through the campaigns, everything, right? And then, over the years, I kind of fell out of love with wrestling. And I think the major reason that I did that was a couple of reasons. And number one was because I think wrestling got too busy with itself. Let me give you an example. Back in the day, if you wanted to follow, let's say, WWE, you could watch Raw, you could watch SmackDown, and then you could watch the pay-per-view events. You're good. You're in the know. You know everything going on with the product. Today, it's like, well, you got to watch Raw. You got to watch SmackDown. You got to watch Main Event. You got to watch the developmental show, NXT. You got to watch all the other mini shows that happen around it. Then you got to watch the pay-per-views. Oh, but that's not enough because they have a direct competitor in AEW. And AEW directly is trying to go head-to-head with WWE. So now you got to follow AEW. Now you got to follow wrestlers that are jumping from one company to the other back.
But back in the fucking day, it was basically WWF versus WCW. And also to an extent as well, versus ECW. Back in the fucking day, there was direct fucking competition for these fucking shows. Also, back in the fucking day, WWF, being before fucking SmackDown was a goddamn thing, had Sunday Night fucking Heat. So no, it's not a great fucking comparison, Phil. Plus, NXT, as far as I'm aware, don't usually fucking cross over into the fucking shit with the, they usually kind of stick to their own storylines, essentially, because they have their own roster, which is separate often from Raw and SmackDown. NXT is exactly its own fucking developmental kind of show, you know what I mean? Where they fucking try and fucking, see if anyone's fucking ready for the step up from NXT to fucking go to Raw or SmackDown. So it's not as if it's fucking going to be confusion for you if you fucking miss an NXT show and you don't know what's going to happen to it. No, it's a separate fucking entity. I don't watch wrestling anymore, and even I fucking know that. But I fucking grew up in a fucking day where it's like you had fucking, they were fucking competing massively. The fucking Monday Night Wars, they were called. Everyone that's into wrestling has heard of the Monday Night Wars. The fucking direct competition. Ted Turner with WCW trying to compete with Vince McMahon and the fucking and obviously sometimes WCW were doing well, sometimes WWF were doing well, ECW were doing its whole me thing as well, trying to fucking just kind of get by and survive because they were doing great entertaining things, ECW, but it's one of those fucking things where it's like they could not match the budgets of fucking WCW and WWF. But that's what I'm saying, there was amazing competition, there was an amazing fucking battle back in the fucking day for these fucking, Phil pretending that never happened, apparently. What the fuck is he on about? DJ is saying that I hope the merger with UFC will shut down the Scopely WWE Champions app. That's right, that's the big news that's come out from today. There is a merger between UFC and WWE, it seems. Not quite sure how that's going to work in terms of if it will change anything in terms of what happens on the shows. I don't know. It's a fucking strange one. I don't know too much about it. I've not looked too much into it, but it's an interesting one to say the least. As weird as it is, my first thought when I thought of that was, I wonder if The Undertaker will get involved. Because before The Undertaker became a wrestler, he wanted to be a fighter. Like, he wanted to be, like, in UFC, but UFC wasn't a big thing when he was starting off. So
Money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
thank you very much for Infidel Castro for his super chat. He says, expects Dents to watch him 6 days a week, but WWE is too much. That's a great fucking point. You miss one fucking Phil show and you fucking miss something, he's going to have a fucking go at you. Aye. Infidel Castro, sorry, Dash is saying that Undertaker won't know it. And I don't mean for Undertaker to be fucking competing in any capacity, but he genuinely has a fucking desire of, like, the UFC. He enjoys the fucking UFC kind of promotion, and he is a legend as well within, like, the wrestling shit, you know what I mean? So I thought him being involved in any capacity, whether it fucking, like, you know, just in terms of, you know, nothing to do with competing. Obviously he's fucking too old to fucking compete and do anything, but it's a kind of interesting crossover. I don't know. That's why I thought Undertaker might be interested in doing anything, and, you know, related to that. Also, I had to fucking mute the microphone there because I sneezed. I use a mute button, Phil doesn't. Damien Anderson says Ken Shamrock and many others were UFC fighters before coming to WWE. Exactly, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, Ken Shamrock, tough bastard. Not a great UFC fighter. Mixed reviews for his wrestling in terms of, like, you know, performing, because, you know, he was a bit stiff at times apparently. Yeah, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it comes from this.
Head to head with WWE, so now you got to follow AEW. Now you got to follow wrestlers that are jumping from one company to the other back and forth. You got to follow the drama of wrestlers fighting backstage and having this, and now they're off the TV, they're on the TV, someone's hurt, this is going on. Like, wait, what? It got so convoluted at one point. It's just impossible to watch it all. You know what I mean? Like, at one point, I was watching 5, 6, 7 wrestling shows a week just to keep up with it, and I was like, is this really worth it? It's just such an investment of time and effort. And let's be honest, you're investing your emotions, you're investing a lot in it. Especially if, let's say, for example, the company takes you on this wild ride where there's a character who you really like, and you see this character develop week in, week out on TV. They go through different plot lines or whatever, and it all culminates in this big, giant thing that happens. And you're like, here's the resolution you're expecting. Here's the problem with pro wrestling, and particularly with WWE, all right? They usually do a really good job of the build-up, but they do an absolutely positively awful job with the payoff or sticking the landing, right? The flight is great, but when it's time to finally have the resolution, they seem to botch it a lot, all right? And this is one of the major reasons why I stopped watching wrestling. If I'm going to invest my time and emotions into something, I want to have a feel-good moment ending. I want to have it feel like, yes, at the end of the day, all is right with the world. This person either won or there was a resolution to the plot and everything is great. And the problem with WWE is a lot of the times they jerk you around and they don't give you that. And you end up feeling unsatisfied. And in a lot of cases, they make you feel like you've wasted your time. Imagine following a character for a year and seeing them go through this interesting metamorphosis of changing their character to be a better, you know, mainstream character. Now they're feuding with the top guys in the company. They have a giant, big, emotional finale, and then at the end of the day, there's no satisfaction at the end, right? This happens all the time with WWE.
Know your role and shut your mouth.
And that's the problem. They know how to write a good story. They have no idea how to finish it. They want to keep either dragging that story on endlessly, or for some odd reason, they don't want to give you that resolution you're looking for, and they just drop the whole fucking thing. There were multiple times when I was a fan of WWE where basically I got into a character, and then they would just decide out of nowhere that character's not interesting or not important anymore, and they would just write them right out of the plot line they were in. What do you mean? They were rivaling with this guy. They were going to have a big title match. No, they're just gone now. What? What are you talking about? I mean, shit. I mean, I'm not even kidding. I still remember one of the worst things I ever saw. Zack Ryder had this big plot line where he had a redemption run. He had always been a character in the company that was kind of a joke. He has a redemption run where at WrestleMania, which is kind of like their World Series, their Super Bowl, he wins a title. Now, he's never done this before. It's like a big, unprecedented thing. He won the title. He climbed the mountain. He's done it. So what do they do with the character right after that? Oh, he gets his ass beat by everyone in a row. He drops the title. They're pushing him around in a wheelchair, and they throw him down a flight of stairs. And then he's off. He's gone. He's off TV. He's just written right off the program. Now imagine if you invested time in that character for months and months and that's what they did to you, right? So why would you keep doing this to yourself? So the reason I bring this up is because last night was WrestleMania. Did I watch WrestleMania? No. I haven't watched pro wrestling in 3 years. All right? I just haven't. And this is one of the major reasons why I don't. There's no reason to invest all that time and effort into something if that company doesn't respect your time and effort. They just want to keep jerking you around until finally you just realize none of it means anything.
Why is this a fucking news segment then? Why bring it up if you don't have anything to say about it? I was like, oh, I'm going to talk about it. It'd be like me fucking talking about the Oscars without watching it, you know? Did I talk about the Oscars? No. Why? I didn't fucking watch that shit. You know, it's like, why am I going to fucking bring up something I didn't fucking watch? Phil, why are you wasting time and energy talking about something you supposedly have no interest in anymore and don't watch anymore?
And you give up. And that's what's happened to me. It's like, I don't care about it anymore. Even though I know wrestling's fake, everyone knows that, but at least you want to have a story that's going to have a satisfying resolution.
So it's interesting that Phil cares more about a story being crafted rather than the actual quality of the wrestling on show. Because sometimes you got to fucking... there are some genuinely amazing wrestlers out there in terms of like their abilities, you know? Like Kurt Angle is an incredible fucking athlete, you know, with the wrestling ability he has as well, you know what I mean? Who cares? I mean, Stone Cold, when he fucking broke his neck, he lost a lot of his actual genuine ability to actually wrestle quality, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much to Perk Runner 1 for the super chat. He says the projection from Phil is really staggering. He's literally describing himself with wasting his fans' time. It's a very good fucking point indeed, yeah. He is wasting his own fucking fans' time here by bringing up a subject which he's not even interested in anymore. He's got 2 fucking wrestling related things to talk about and he's fucking going on about WrestleMania, how he didn't fucking watch it, and yet he spent the last 5 minutes talking about fucking wrestling and how he lost his fucking love for it. It's bizarre. But, yeah, I was going to say that, well, Phil would rather care about the fucking story of a storyline aspect of things rather than the quality of the match itself. As I'm saying, like Stone Cold, one of my fucking favourite wrestlers growing up, you know what I mean? The Attitude Era, fucking, you know, he's a Texas rattlesnake, you know what I mean? Fucking beer drinking, middle fingers, not shit, you know what I mean? Give me a hell yeah. Everyone fucking loved that. In terms of his actual matches, you know, he brought a lot of passion, he brought a lot of energy, but in terms of technical ability, there was fuck all. He used to be a far better wrestler, obviously, but then Owen Hart broke his neck accidentally, obviously, and yeah, Phil, so Stone Cold was never really the same, you know, athlete after his neck break, but he still fucking came back and brought a whole lot of fucking energy, a lot of fucking heat, and he fucking raised hell. You know what I mean? That was, the fans fucking loved it. The fans sold, got sold into it, you know, and it sucked a lot of fans in, myself included. But Phil puts a lot more stock into the storyline aspect of these fucking things rather than the actual technical ability of fucking wrestlers being able to fucking deliver a quality fucking match. He wants a fucking great wee story. He doesn't care if the fucking people involved are shit at actual wrestling, as long as they can fucking weave a great story. Yes, Sal Lippin says Stone Cold was a more technical wrestler in WCW, exactly, before he broke his neck. Pre-injury, Stone Cold was quite a fucking talented wrestler in terms of he had more varied range in his moveset, you know what I mean? But aye, it just happens, obviously. Fucking people get injured all the time wrestling. It's a fucking physically demanding career, and the slightest wee fucking thing going wrong can make or break someone, essentially. Infidel Castro says Stone Cold had like 10 wrestling moves, the rest were just throwing hands and stomps. Image sales. Yes, I'm saying he brought energy, he brought passion, and it fucking sold well. The fans bought into it. You know what I mean? He fucking really gave it his all. He gave as much of what he could from the little he had.
Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much to Logan K for super chat. He says, this is rich coming from someone who has daily membership goals with absolutely no reward. Talk about a waste of time with no payoff. Excellent fucking point indeed. Another great fucking point. Phil wasting everyone's goddamn time for 90 minutes while he fucking waits for fucking half 12 to come so he can play his fucking game. Heather P's asking, was that neck break real? Always thought it was fake. It was genuinely real, yeah. They turned it into an angle where Owen Hart was like bragging that he fucking broke his neck, but nah. He was forced to take a move he didn't really want to take because he thought there was a risk involved in it, and there was a risk involved in it. So Stone Cold's neck legitimately got broke, taking like some kind of inverted pile driver from Owen Hart, who is now obviously people will be aware of what happened to Owen Hart as well. It was terrible what happened to him, but yeah. Yeah, this is what happens. Sometimes it just happens. These things can happen. Right? Even though it's all fake, it's still physically demanding. And that's what I'm saying. No, Austin, after that, was never the kind of same wrestler, same competitor. But what he lacked for and what he was able to do, he made up for in his energy and passion, and it sold over fantastically with people.
And give up. And that's what's happened to me. It's like, I don't care about it anymore. Even though I know wrestling's fake. Everyone knows that. But at least you want to have a story that's going to have a satisfying resolution. And they almost never do that. Case in point, tons of people have a humongous problem with what happened in the main event of WrestleMania last night. Allow me to explain. There's a wrestler by the name of Cody Rhodes. He used to be a part of WWE. He's actually the son of a world-famous wrestler named Dusty Rhodes, a Hall of Famer, a guy who everyone loved and respected in the industry, and he passed away a few years ago. So Cody Rhodes was an up-and-comer in WWE. He went through all these different plot lines, different characters, and after being with the company for like a decade, they finally put him into this character that he hated and everyone hated. He was dressed up like a weirdo clown covered in makeup, dancing around, acting like a fool. He was called Stardust. And after doing that for a while, he had enough, and he quit the company. And he went off and he did his own thing. He actually wrestled in Japan for a while. Then he started a company called AEW along with other pro wrestlers that was supposed to be a direct competitor to WWE. He did that for many years. And then after doing that for like 2-3 years, he decided he wanted to leave and do his own thing, and he went back to WWE. And this is very rare where you'll see someone kind of jump from one company, make a direct competitor, and then be welcomed back with open arms to the same company that he left. So he comes back, and it's kind of like this redemption arc story where he's been gone for a while, but now he's coming back, and he's a more prominent guy. He's a top guy. He has a series of matches against a top wrestler named Seth Rollins. He has this weird arc where basically he needs to beat Rollins best of 3, and the final match, in training, he literally rips all his muscles off of his chest. This is not staged. It's a complete freak accident. He rips all his pectoral muscle off the bone. So the problem is the pay-per-view's in like 2 days. He wrestles anyway. At the pay-per-view, he looks terrible. He's disgustingly black and blue. He's in extreme pain. He wrestles anyway, okay? So the match goes off. After that, he's on the bench for 6 months because he has to heal. He has to have surgery and everything. He comes back at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view in January. He wins this Battle Royal match, which qualifies him for a title match at WrestleMania. Again, it's like the World Series of the Super Bowl of Pro Wrestling here in April. And so, for the last 3.5 months, they're building up to this plot line where Cody Rhodes will take on the undefeated champion Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns has been undefeated for like 2.5, 3 years or something crazy like this. He's held the title forever. No one can beat him. He's beaten every single person that's come up against him. And so it's this epic hero building up versus that kind of final boss villain, the epic plot line. Everyone's so hyped and excited for this match.
But isn't that kind of one good thing about wrestling sometimes is that it doesn't fucking go the way you expect it to? Like, if it always went the way you fucking expect it to fucking go, then what's the fucking point of watching if you fucking know what's going to fucking happen?
And what happens? They decide at WrestleMania there's going to be interference in the match by one of Roman Reigns' friends, and because of that, Roman Reigns just wins. And everyone's like, the whole point of this plot was to build it up so that this guy he was redemption. He left the company. He comes back. He overcomes amazing obstacles to get to this position, and he's supposed to fucking win. Not a whole year, and you threw it away, you fucking idiots. They literally took this insane year of work that people were hyper invested in, and they threw it away. And after the pay-per-view ended, and everyone hated this ending, they interviewed Triple H, the head of creative now, right? They said, what were you thinking? He goes, oh, don't worry. Just because Cody lost, that's not the end of the plot. It can keep going on. No.
Money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much to Black Mage for a super chat. It says, for someone who hasn't watched wrestling in 3 years, he sure knows a lot about the entire Cody Rhodes story. Yeah, Phil seems very clued up on the entire fucking story of Cody Rhodes. It's funny that, isn't it? You know, he's very fucking, tuned into the story and all that shit now, and he seems to passionately fucking care about the fucking thing, despite not watching the product for 3 fucking years, even watching after, the interviews afterwards. What in the hell, Phil? Who are you fucking kidding on here? This is the most passionate you've fucking talked about anything since you fucking talked about a fucking robust meal. Phil's passions now rank as with us. Number 1 passion in life, food. Number 2 passion in life, wrestling. And about number 4033 is gaming. I can't even list gaming as his third passion in life because, let's be honest here, he's not that fucking passionate about gaming anymore. That ship is long fucking sailed. Darkside Dildo, what a fucking name. It wants 1.5 speed. No, we'll stick to 1.25 for now, I think, because Phil's going to read out contributions soon, and when I have it in 1.5 speed and Phil's reading out contributions, sometimes it's actually hard to fucking pick up every single word, because Phil reads very fucking fast.
They said, what were you thinking? He goes, oh, don't worry. Just because Cody lost, that's not the end of the plot. It could keep going on. No, 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 no.
Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much to Infidel Castro for a super chat. He says he watched the post-conference. He is quoting it. Why is he watching these things if he doesn't have any fucking desire or passion about it? What in the fuck?
What were you thinking? He goes, oh, don't worry. Just because Cody lost, that's not the end of the plot. It could keep going on. No, 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 no. This was your fucking main event. This was your Super Bowl. This is what people waited for. Now, people are pissed at you. You can't fucking waste everyone's time for a whole fucking year and expect that people are going to care anymore. This is what WWE doesn't get. And this is why I don't care about them anymore. Really, I can't put up with a company.
I think Phil is fucking he's getting too ahead of himself here. Some of the best wrestling moments have often come immediately after WrestleMania.
Money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money. Yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much to Barrett Wells for Super Chat. He says he wants to know ahead of time the next 6-star JPEG. Fucking precisely. I'm just thinking though, isn't the Monday Raw after WrestleMania, the first one anyway, always meant to be some sort of fucking legendary show where the crowd is incredibly fucking hype and some big mental things can fucking happen in that show? Like, we've seen like fucking champions fucking crowned in the first fucking Monday nights, you know, like Raw and all shit. So the first Raw, the first Monday Raw after WrestleMania is, in the last few years anyway, been known for being some sort of fucking legendary sort of show. And we've seen like fucking Money in the Bank, people get crowned champions on shit in the past before, those kind of nights, you know, and the crowd are just fucking massively hyped as well. So it's possible tonight and Raw is going to have an amazing show, and fuck knows what'll fucking happen. But yeah, it's just Phil fucking demanding that the good guy wins and fucking like the complete. No, this is it doesn't. If wrestling went the way you expect it to fucking go, why would people fucking watch? Even though it's all scripted, it's still unpredictable to the people that are watching it. Because everyone was expecting Cody Rhodes to fucking win and he didn't win, that makes it, you know, unpredictable for fucking viewers. It's like, who's going to stop Roman now? Not even Cody Rhodes with a fucking year build-up could stop him and that shit. What the bigger, more pertinent question is, what do they do with Cody Rhodes now? Are they going to just bury his ass, or is he still going to be fucking prominent trying to get that fucking title? It's important how they handle Cody Rhodes now. That's my take on that shit.
This is what WWE doesn't get. And this is why I don't care about them anymore. Really, I can't put up with a company that so disrespects your time that they fucking will do shit like this, okay? So, here's the funny part. I didn't even watch any of this. The only thing is I follow wrestling on social media. Because you guys talk about it all the time, and people ask me questions about it. I'm like, yeah, I don't really know. But at least I kind of follow along. At least I know what's going on in the industry. So at least I know who the champions are or whatever. I've actually never seen a match of Roman Reigns in this plot line. I guess it's called the tribal plot line or the bloodline. That's what it's called, the bloodline plot line. I've never seen him. I've only seen clips on social media. Never even watched him do anything as this character. But I know everything going on about it, you know, because I hear about it on social media. And last night people were so upset. I'm like, why do you want to do your big event of the year and have everyone leave upset? How do you not understand this is a bad fucking idea, you idiotic morons? And they have never changed. They always pull this shit, and that's why I don't watch pro wrestling anymore. Okay? So anyone who is invested in WWE, all I gotta tell you is, my life got a lot better when I stopped caring. I'm serious about this too. Like, there was a time when I actually really cared about wrestling, and I invested all this time and effort, and I've not watched an actual pro wrestling match, all right, in 3 years. The last actual full match I watched was Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, whatever one it was, 2020, the first COVID one where there was no one there. That's literally the last one I ever watched, and I don't think I care to watch anymore because it seems like they haven't changed for the best, and it just seems like a waste of everyone's time. So I empathize with those who care about pro wrestling and had a really bad ending last night. Now, in addition to that, there's another news story. This is huge, ladies and gentlemen. WWE has actually been purchased and or is merging with a company. However, I need to go open the garage for the inspectors who will be here momentarily. So if you could bear with me and give me a minute, I'm going to run downstairs and do that. I'm going to come right back and continue, and I'm going to listen for the doorbell when these inspectors show up.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money. Oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much to Black Manager Super Chat. It says, reminder, this dent thought wrestling was real into his 20s. Yeah, Phil was in his 20s when he discovered that wrestling was not real. Kind of embarrassing. Yeah, and for people that missed the start in the stream, Phil has some sort of fucking inspection due today for his like alarm system or some pish. So he has to open the garage door for people to check out. Yeah. Sherry says, I love how he ignores the company went public. They opened the doors and traded publicly. So yeah, no hardcore shit when you have people to answer to. Good point. Very good fucking point, Sherry.
I'm going to come right back and continue, and I'm going to listen for the doorbell when these inspectors show up. But I'm going to mute the mic, go downstairs, open the garage. I'll be right back. Okay.
And he's fucking off then. Fantastic. I can waddle away. Right, I guess I can fast forward now. I can actually fucking fast forward to Phil.
See in WWE.
Oh, he's back already. That was fast. Let's see him waddle back, yeah. And he is, and he's waddling back.
Okay. So, I'm probably going to be interrupted during the rest of this podcast at some point. I'm listening for the doorbell or a knock at the door. So when it happens, it happens. Okay, so the other half of the story. You ready for this? WWE and the company that runs the Ultimate Fighting Championship, that's UFC, are going to combine. They are merging into one super company. The company's name will be called Endeavor. All right? It is now going to be worth $21.4 billion.
Nay soundboard for that, Phil? That seems like a perfect fucking time to use your soundboard there. Not that we fucking need it or anything, but yeah. Also say business, you fucking twat.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy, huh? It's going to be new publicly traded. It's going to have both UFC and WWE under it, called Endeavor Group Holdings. And basically what they're saying is everyone who's in charge still stays in charge. So Dana White stays in charge of UFC. Vince McMahon stays in charge of WWE, but there's going to be this whole new parent group involved. And I guess, sadly, what they're saying is, like, if you own stock in WWE, that your stock is devalued, because I think they were saying, normally, stock would be 100% of the company. Well, now it's 49%.
Money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money, oh, money, money, yeah, yeah. Money, money.
Thank you very much, Australian Doom, for a super chat who says, I wonder what Phil's chair smells like. Why would you fucking bring up such gross fucking things to consider thinking? No, it's a combination of Phil's fucking sweaty arse and fucking, like, weeks old fucking dried cum stains and fuck off. No. No, let's not even think about that goddamn nonsense. No. Meth saying, does everyone remember when Chris Benoit put the Crippler crossface on Triple H at WrestleMania 20? Remember Chris Benoit? I remember Chris Benoit, yeah. He who we don't name anymore because he did that horrible thing. Yeah, I remember that. Wasn't it? Ben was an incredible wrestler. I said this the other day. Ben was an incredible wrestler. But as a human being, though, what he did was fucking horrible and should not. Nah, we can't just fucking, ignore the horrible fucking things because he's a good fucking wrestler. No, I can't. No, fuck off. No way. But yeah, there's been plenty. I'm saying, it's like, I do like a good craft story. Like when it comes to wrestling, Like I grew up in the Attitude Era, where fucking like, Undertaker had superpowers and he had like a fucking Ministry of Darkness, and Kane had superpowers as well, and if I could create fire from coming, he could shoot fire at people, Kane was a fucking badass, man. The original fucking Kane, when he was in his fucking prime, was just an absolute fucking monster. You fucking smacked him with a chair, you just turn around and stare at you with his fucking dead eyes. I was like, what the fuck, man, this guy's an absolute fucking monster. But it's just it's funny because I was younger at the time and that fucking shit was entertaining as all hell, and then you look back at it and it's like, oh, Undertaker tried to fucking marry Stephanie McMahon, who's going to fucking save the day? Oh, look, here comes Stone Cold. It's just stupid as hell, that kind of shit, but it's very entertaining as well, but it's such a kind of strange kind of entertainment, It's just that was fucking what I grew up with anyway in the wrestling, It was basically, like the young guy's version of a fucking soap opera.
Valued, because I think they were saying, normally, stock would be 100% of the company. Well, now it's 49% of this new company. But then again, if the value of the company goes up because of the merger, then maybe they don't care, right? But no one knows what's going to happen with this merger, right? But the truth is, they're all going to get paid. Let's be honest. They're all going to get paid. They're all going to get paid off. In fact, I even said, like, you know, the, what's his name? Triple H is going to make like $5 million. I guess there's a guy named Nick Khan who's like an executive at WWE. He's going to make like $15 million. So they're all going to get paid as a result of this big merger. The thing is, there already are crossovers. Like Brock Lesnar was a wrestler first, then he went to UFC and became a real athlete there, performing in actual combat, you know, Ultimate Fighting combat.
I mean, it's not completely accurate. Brock Lesnar was an athlete first. He was an amateur wrestler who fucking destroyed so many people. It wasn't. It didn't have, I don't think Brock Lesnar had a 100% record. But at the same time, though, he was a freak of nature. Exactly. Dasha says he was an NCAA champion. He had an incredible athletic background anyway, Brock Lesnar, before he even turned up to fucking wrestling in WWE or whatever, WWF, not shit. But yeah, Brock Lesnar was an absolute beast of an athlete even before he stepped foot in a fucking ring in the wrestling kind of world. Pit Lord says got nothing in Kurt Angle though. I tell you what, the Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar matches were so fucking great because obviously these are two guys that over fucking time anyway. It's like one of those things as well, you can make it entertaining. They both have, you know, amateur wrestling backgrounds as well before that, you know what I mean? So they fucking know what they're fucking doing. And they've also got different physiques, whatever, you know what I mean? But their matches were usually fucking fantastic. Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, those two are fucking incredible to watch together just as well. And like, yeah, it was just it's usually quite entertaining. But yeah, it's like when people know what they're fucking doing in the ring and can also fucking create a good story from it. That's when you got gold. That's like, you don't see that a whole lot these days with wrestling kind of thing, you know what I mean? Where it's like you get a good fucking story going along with some great fucking wrestlers being able to fucking perform great things in the fucking ring. That doesn't happen much anymore, and that's why I fucking I stopped fucking watching it years ago. Properly, anyway. And Dashy's like, well, broken freaking neck. Yeah. The Kurt Angle's a fucking, like, crazy person, though, man. He fucking just, like, fought through that pain barrier.
And then he came back to WWE for more of the scripted pro wrestling stuff. And Ronda Rousey as well. She was UFC, and then she came over and has been a pro wrestler for a while. So there's already been crossover. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, that's really it. The announcement came out this morning, and everyone was like, huh? But there hasn't really been much else in the realm of, like, what will change. Like, what will actively change as a result of this happening. I'm not sure, honestly. I'm not sure exactly how this will affect anything, right? I guess we'll have to see. But, quite frankly, I don't watch UFC, and I don't really watch WWE. I do follow the trends to be in a little bit in the know what's going on. So today I could talk about the Cody Rhodes story, right? But I don't really care. I don't know how this will really affect much. And when you have a merger like this, it could affect a lot of things. Will this affect the video games? It might. It might have to change the licensing, change how everything is done, right? I don't know. But for those of you who are into WWE, obviously this is an interesting move, and actually a lot of people were suspecting this was going to happen. Because in the last few years, WWE started laying off a ton of wrestlers out of nowhere. And it seemed like they were trying to skin the fat from the company. You know what I'm saying? Like, cut off any kind of extra crap so that people were thinking they were going to get bought out. Well, technically, they're not bought out. Technically, they're kind of like fusing, right? Fusing with UFC. Anyway, I guess we'll have to see what happens with this story moving forward. All right? All right, so that's the news for today. A good amount of news. Let's move on. Let's do some shout-outs. We start off today with Retro Parasite, who did a super chat earlier and said, are you playing Sackboy on PS Plus this week? I don't have PS Plus. I've not had PS Plus in a very long time. I don't play any games online on my PlayStation. So I have absolutely no reason to have PS Plus. I'm not going to pay for it if I'm not playing games online. So the answer is no. I'm not planning on playing the Sackboy game. That Sackboy game, let's be honest here. All right? It was new as a launch title of PS5. And a lot of people said it was all right. It was pretty interesting. But after like a couple weeks of it being out, I never heard another peep about it. As if it never existed. That's exactly the kind of game that's a launch game that people buy just because it came with at the launch of PS5, and then they never talk about it ever again. So after, it being part of the launch titles, I even said back then, I said, hey, if it becomes part of PS Plus or whatever, that's when I'll play it. But a lot has changed in the last year and a half. I don't even play games actively online.
Again, I'm distracted by Phil's chair jiggling like fucking crazy. Like, for me, like, I'll just rewind it like maybe like fucking 20, 30 seconds or whatever, but look here, specifically. Look at this fucking vibrations going on in this segment in a fucking chair here. It is very fucking distracting.
As if it never existed. That's exactly the kind of game that's a launch game that people buy just because it came with at the launch of PS5, and then they never talk about it ever again. So, after, it being part of the launch titles, I even said back then, I said, hey, if it becomes part of PS Plus or whatever, that's when I'll play it. But a lot has changed in the last year and a half. I don't even play games actively online anymore on PlayStation, so why would I even pay for PS Plus, right? So maybe one day, excuse me, If I ever get PS Plus back, maybe then I would do it. As of now, I have no plans to do so. So the answer is no, I'm definitely not playing it right now. So there you go. Average at Best, re-upped their membership to the channel and says, I love chilling with you, sir. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Thank you, Average at Best. Actually, according to this, that was a new membership. And it should count as a new one. It says there has been a new membership on the stream, so...
Why don't you check then, just to be sure? Rather than just assume. When you assume, you make an ass of you and me. Go check, you lazy bastard.
Thank you, Average at Best. That gets us to 507. Okay. Balloon Kit did that super chat talking about video game movies have gotten better. I think they can pull Street Fighter off now because no one thought that he would get a good Sonic movie. So there you go. And then Balloon Kit did another super chat. He says the Sami Zayn story had a great payoff though. No, it didn't. Again, I'm just following what happened on social media. Am I correct in stating that the Sami Zayn plotline was supposed to be that he was an honorary group of the Bloodline, who is Roman Reigns is the leader, the one who has the world titles, and then you had the Usos, who are his cousins, nephews, I forget exactly the relation, and they were the tag titles holders, and then there was the new guy Solo, who just joined them, and he's like another family member, and they're this group, right? This contiguous group who they all work together to make sure that they all succeed. And then they adopted Sami Zayn as one of their members, the honorary Us or whatever, correct? That's what I mean, this is for me following the plot lines on social media. And the plot line was that basically there was this betrayal where I guess Roman Reigns kept mistreating Sami because he wasn't really a Samoan. So he would slap him around, he would treat him like dirt, and finally kind of Sami had enough, and after like a year of this treatment, he exploded, and he got back at Roman by hitting him with a chair. And then there was a plot line where it was going to be Sami Zayn against Roman Reigns for the title. And everyone was firmly 100% behind Sami, and they dropped the ball, and they didn't let Sami beat him. So then they turned it into a plot line where now Sami reforms with his old friend from pro wrestling, Kevin Owens, and they're going to have a tag team match against the Usos at WrestleMania, which they did, and apparently was a great match, and they won the titles. But that's not the plot line. The plot line is he was supposed to be part of the Samoan group. They betrayed him or treated him like dirt, so he betrayed them, and there's supposed to be a culmination at the end. The culmination was the world title, and they dropped the ball. Instead, they had him do kind of a throwaway tag match. I'm sorry, but it's just, that's not interesting. First of all, from when I used to watch the wrestling, and I had the show and everything, Sami Zayn and KO were friends long ago. Like, this is a thing that's always, and they've always had this rivalry. They keep going back and forth as friends and rivals and friends and rivals. So this is the same plot line done the 20th time. This is not something new like, oh, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are teaming up. Yeah, for the millionth fucking time. It's not like it's never been done before, right? I mean, I remember on SmackDown they had plot lines where they were best buds and they were backing each other up and shit like that from years and years ago. Okay? And so, I understand, but it's kind of like saying, well, Sami Zayn is a good wrestler and we really value him, but there's no way we would ever make him the world champion just because he doesn't look a certain way or because he doesn't act a certain way. So because he's not our giant beefy man material to be world champion, there's no way we're going to give him the title. So just have him have a stupid throwaway match the month before WrestleMania just so we can have a tag title match at WrestleMania. Because who really cares about the tag titles, right? It's stupid. It's just dumb. And again, can you imagine investing in the plot line?
Did this motherfucker really just say, who cares about the tag titles? One of the most entertaining matches I've ever seen in my life was a tag team title match. Got 3 different words here. Tables, ladders, chairs. SummerSlam, for fuck's sake. That was an incredible fucking match. So many fucking amazing spots where there was so much fucking, like, just such a unique fucking fight, an incredible fucking fight. And it was insane. That shit is a legendary fucking match. Like, you cannot follow those kind of matches up, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Everyone was talking about it. It wasn't the world title fucking match, it was a tag team title match, but it was an incredible fucking match. I'm saying it's even follow-up matches to, TLC 2 was better, that spear on Jeff, that's another fucking good point, yeah. I was saying, like, the table or chair matches, you know what I mean? Obviously, it was the same teams often the time, you know what I mean? Like, you fucking, it was Bubba Ray Dudley and Devon, the Dudley Boys, you had Edge and Christian, and then you had fucking the Hardy Boys as well, as usual, those fuckers involved every fucking time, smacking each other around with chairs and ladders and all shit, and it was crazy. And yeah, Dash even talking about the fucking one in SmackDown. He had TLC 3 on SmackDown, which involved Kane and Rob Van Dam, I think I'm right in saying. Although, I don't know, I think, or was it Benoit and Jericho? Was it Benoit and Jericho? I don't know why I was thinking Kane and Rob Van Dam was involved on TLC. It's possible, I don't know. You get what I'm saying though, Dad? That's what I'm saying. Sometimes tag matches are just these incredible matches where people get to fucking showcase their abilities and they steal the show. Just because it's not a fucking main title match doesn't mean they steal the fucking show. How often have some fucking events, like mid-card events, stolen the goddamn show in these fucking wrestling events? It's not always a case of a fucking main event is a fucking show stealer. It's not unusual for some fucking card, some match down the fucking line. Wasn't Undertaker and Shawn Michaels in Hell in a Cell not the main event? Undertaker Triple H, where Shawn Michaels as a guest referee in Hell in a Cell. That was not the main event, wasn't it? But that was undeniably like the fucking big fucking talking point of the night. Everyone was talking. There's like one. I'm pretty sure it was like one match to go after that fucking match, but still. It was, yeah. It was just, I'm just saying though, so it's not always about the fucking final fucking match for the fucking title being the fucking greatest fucking thing. And that's something Chris Sizemore was saying that happened last night as well. The Intercontinental title match stole the show. There you fucking go, it's not always about the fucking title show. The fucking main event for the championship.
I'm invested in the Sami Zayn plotline. This guy, they're culminating that he's going to take on Roman Reigns. He's going to get his revenge for being mistreated by Roman Reigns for a year. And then they just drop the fucking ball completely and turn it into a tag team match without Roman Reigns even in it. I swear that sometimes there's just like this weird WWE defense force comes out. And they just start saying everything WWE does is good. No, it's not actually. It's actually quite bad most of the time. It's bad writing. But they do it on purpose. They just keep dragging you on. It's kind of like the same thing. I hate to say it with Nintendo, where Nintendo has this kind of rabid fan base.
Well, two things. First of all, he burped, so let me add one more burp on. And second of all, he said, hate to say, which is another bingo. We have another diagonal line bingo. We have the fucking top right to bottom left bingo. So we're doing quite well on the cards. Plenty for, I know there's quite a few greens on there, but hopefully we can still get a few ticked off, especially with these contributions coming in. Hopefully they can encourage Phil to say and do some of these fucking things.
That just eat up everything Nintendo puts out there no matter what. And even when Nintendo makes bad choices, that's okay because they're Nintendo. So just accept it and move on. And support Nintendo no matter what. And there's just people who just like blindly defend WWE no matter what they do. The writing is terrible. They have two plot lines that were involved with this bloodline. Two of them. Where there was supposed to be a culmination where they defeat Roman Reigns. They literally had two of them get defeated in a row. So then what's the point of watching the show? No one, you know what I mean? They're not building anyone up, and the people they build up, they're throwing away. So fuck the show then. Fuck the show. Don't watch it. Which I don't. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean. Like, I'm not going to invest in it anymore. I'm not going to watch it. I know it happens because I follow it on social media, and that's the most I'm gonna really care about it. It's stupid. Sadly, it's just dumb. It's meant to keep dragging you on. Like exactly what Triple H said last night is exactly the reason I will not watch. Oh, well, that wasn't the end of the plot. We can just continue it. No, you can't. That was your chance. Everyone wanted the end. You're not going to drag me on forever. I'm done with you now. You disrespected me and my time, and I don't care about you anymore. You know? It's kind of like how many times... It's like being in an abusive relationship. Someone treats you like shit, but you just keep expecting that one day you're going to get treated well. So you keep putting up with being treated like shit. It's never going to change. You're going to always be treated like shit because that person's conditioned to know that you allow them to treat you like shit. So you will continue to be treated that way. You're not going to get rewarded. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. There's no pot of gold at the end of the fucking rainbow. It's just misery. So why waste your time on fucking misery? Anyway.
Remember, guys, he doesn't watch it anymore, so he doesn't care. For somebody who's trying to fucking claim he don't fucking watch it anymore and don't fucking care about the fucking product, he acts so very fucking hurt about it. What in the hell, Phil? Who are you kidding here?
That's enough of that. I got one tip this morning. Let's take a look at it. An anonymous tipper says, what are you liking better, Resident Evil 2 or 4 Remake? Okay. I actually just talked about that at the very beginning of the podcast today, and I said, at this point, it's too close to call. They both are games that were redesigned from the ground up. They both are games that feel dramatically different from their original counterparts. They both have new content. They both have much better graphics. You know what I mean? Like, everything is better than the original. It's going to be quite hard to choose at the end of the day. Once I finish with Resident Evil 4, I feel like it will be very challenging. But I promise you this, I will make a choice. I will. I will absolutely, positively make a choice between Resident Evil 2 or 4 when I beat Resident Evil 4. But we have to finish the game first. So thank you for that tip, whoever you are. Thank you for that $5 tip. Carl, what's going on? All right. So, guys, we got some extra time. We might even go a little bit purposely later on the podcast today. Why? Like I said, this inspection is going to go down at some point. But so far, they're not here. So try to kill some time until they show up. Obviously, it would make more sense to try to get the inspection out of the way before we start with Resident Evil. But I'm also not going to wait till 2 p.m. So let's see what happens, okay?
Okay, now I think I'm gonna go 1.5 speed. You'll be fucking stalling like fucking crap trying to fucking get some questions off fuckers. Fuck 1.5. 1.5 speed time.
Drawing things, we talked about that yesterday. Yes, we know all about that. What's up, Hubby Gaming? How you doing? Firewheel says, does Resident Evil 4 Remake work with motion controls? No, they do not. However, apparently there's a VR version coming, I'm to understand. A PSVR version. But I don't really care about that. So. Let's see here. I received a $3 tip. An anonymous tipper just says, I just want to support your Resident Evil playthrough, so here you go. Thank you. Thank you for the anonymous $3 tip, whoever that may be. I really appreciate that. Okay, cool. Cool. Alright, let's see what you guys have to say here. Would you recommend a Switch to someone who hasn't had one already? Depends on what kind of games you like. If you like Nintendo games, there's a good amount of first-party titles on there, especially if you haven't played any of them since the Switch came out. Yeah, I'd argue there's a pretty good variety and a pretty good library of first-party titles that could be out for the Switch right now that you could play and really enjoy. Recently, there hasn't been that much. Besides Pokemon in the last year and Metroid Prime Remastered that I'm playing right now, there really hasn't been a heck of a lot going on in the realm of Switch games. That will change. You got the new Zelda coming out, and I believe later this year, there's another one too that I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Is it Pikmin? There's at least 2 or 3 big first parties coming out this year too. But yeah, if you haven't played, any of these games, the console would be worth the price tag. Sure. Am I still playing the Street Fighter mobile game? Is it still fun? It's weird. Let me put it this way. The Street Fighter mobile game, it came out about a month ago. I can't remember what's it called. I don't even know. I played the game. I don't even know the fucking name of it. Street Fighter... Hold on. I don't even know the name of it. What's it called? Street Fighter Duel? It's called Street Fighter Duel? It is? Let me boot it. I play it. I don't even know the name of the game. It is. It's called Street Fighter Duel. I didn't even know that. I seriously had no clue. That's what it was called. Anyway, so here's the thing. It's not a Street Fighter game at all. It doesn't play like a Street Fighter game. It's nothing like Street Fighter. Essentially what it is a game where you build a team of 4 fighters, and they have to complement each other. Like you'll have one fighter who's a tank who stands in front of the others and defends them. Then you got one who's like a guy who'll throw projectiles. Then you got one who's like a good combat character who will do like area of effect attack. And I guess what you could call it like an RPG, but it really isn't. All it is combat of one team versus another team, and each team has 4 fighters on it. And you're basically just pitting it up against opposition, and I don't even play it. I just let it play itself because the game is already set to auto fight. So all you do is you build your team, you level them up, and you hit fight. You build their order, you say fight, and they just fight. You don't even do nothing. The game automatically fights. It builds up supers, it throws super moves out there, just combo. The one thing you can do is you can set it up so that your team fights in order. So for example, since it's 4 characters, it'll be like the first character throws a fireball.
This sounds like a shite game. For a game that fucking plays itself, why fucking play a game if it's gonna just fucking goddamn play itself? What's the fucking point of having the fucking game then if you don't even get to fucking play it? I mean, you could fucking play it, but you fucking wanted to auto fight. It sounds pish to me.
Then the next character comes in and does 2 punches. Then the next character comes in and does a clothesline. And the final character does like a big explosion. So it's like a 4-character combo where each one does a special move. And they all combo into each other. And that's really the extent of the control you're putting into it, quite frankly. There's not much to it. And sometimes you're fighting against other teams that people have created. Sometimes you're fighting against teams that the AI created, like the computer controls. And then sometimes you're fighting like a big world boss. You know how RPGs, MMOs have a big world boss. Everyone fights it and tries to lower its HP gradually. So you're doing stuff like that. And it follows all the tropes of every mobile game, where it's like, oh, you can get characters, but you very rarely will earn them for free. You really have to play the shit out of the game to earn the in-game diamond currency to do summons. Yes, it's random summons. You don't know what you're getting. You may get a character you want. You may not. You have to get doubles and triples of characters to level them up together to get to the next tier of leveling and all that. It's a very standard mobile game experience. Let's just put it that way. And I've spent total, in the month it's been out, I've probably spent $15 on it. Like every once in a while they have a daily deal. It's like $1, and you get like some currency and some upgrade pieces or something else. Oh, $1. I'll spend $1. I haven't even spent, in 2 weeks, I haven't spent anything on it at all. I only spent a few dollars early on when the game first came out just to see what would happen at like introductory events or whatever. And after that, I spent like nothing on it. Basically, the game play, like I said, it plays itself. You don't even do it. And a lot of mobile games seem to be like this now. Like you don't even do anything. You build your team, you level your team, and you press play, and it plays itself. You don't even control it or nothing. So it's kind of weird. In that regard. So, anyway, is it good? Yeah, it's not great. It's not. Let me put it this way: the thing that appeals to me the most about it, number one, if you didn't know this, it's not Street Fighter V. In fact, for some odd reason, this game ignores Street Fighter V. It has all the Street Fighter characters up to Street Fighter 4, and it ends at Street Fighter 4. I don't know why it doesn't have Street Fighter V, but it doesn't. But I'm happy about that because I hated Street Fighter V. So it has all these versions of characters through the end. Like what was it, Ultra Street Fighter 4? That's where the game ends, which I'm happy with. Even the visual style looks like Street Fighter 4. So what I like about it is, if you're like a longtime fan of Street Fighter, it has all these different versions of the characters from over the years. Yes, it has abilities that are true to the abilities they've kind of used in the fighting games, but it's not a fighting game. So I mean, like, it's my favorite fighting game characters in this weird turn-based RPG that plays nothing like Street Fighter at all. But it's fascinating to get the characters, you know, from different versions of Street Fighter and see how they work together in tandem as combos and stuff. It's kind of neat in that regard. I feel like if I wasn't a fan of Street Fighter, I probably wouldn't like it. Like, if you weren't into the Street Fighter characters being in it, you probably wouldn't care. It's similar to other games I've played. I've seen Marvel games that play like this. I've seen other games that are, like, it's so incredibly similar. That it doesn't really seem like stand out in its own. Is Cody in it? Yeah, Cody's in it. Because he's from Alpha. I told you, everyone up to Street Fighter 4. Cody was in Street Fighter 4, right? It's to the end of Street Fighter 4. That's where it ends. It doesn't have any of the unique characters from Street Fighter 5. But anyway, it's not. Let me put it. It's not bad, but it's also not good. You know what it is? It's actually not bad to play for free. I've been playing essentially after that initial few bucks that I was spending, like that first week it came out, just to try it. After that, I spent nothing, and after that, I played every day for like an hour, if that. At night when I'm relaxing with my wife, I open it up. You know, oh, you got your daily free leveling currency here. Apply it to your characters. Okay, level everyone up. Okay, go fight this thing. Fight. You don't control it. It just plays itself. So I just let it play out. I'll be relaxing with my wife watching something on TV, and I just go play, and it just plays itself, and it grinds a little bit. And that's it. There's really nothing to it. You couldn't even play it for more than, like, I'd argue, like an hour. There's not a lot to it. There's not a lot to do in the game. Because what happens is you hit a wall where your characters can't win anymore until they level up more. You can't level them until you get the currency. Well, you can only get a certain amount of the currency every day, so you're kind of limited to how much you're doing. And it's kind of like a timed experience where you play, you know, one hour or whatever. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's very, very laid back of a game. It's not really an attention demanding game. It's a game you can casually just play behind the scenes of other things that you're doing. That's really, in my opinion, that's where mobile games excel. You can find a mobile game that doesn't require a ton of attention, okay? And a game where essentially you can have it be a relaxing thing that happens when you're doing other stuff. That's like the best kind of mobile game formula. Those are the ones that, you know, things that oh no, there's an event going, you have to sit there for fucking 8 hours and play the event. You missed the point. That's not what mobile games are about, and I don't think that's really where mobile games excel. I think mobile games excel when it's meant to be a behind-the-scenes relaxing experience, and then they hook you on the whole, oh, you want to advance, you know, you got to do stupid pulls and shit. Not this, oh, sit there and play for a day straight. Because mobile games like that, it's like, that's the dumbest formula. In WWE Supercard, every time they had an event, it was like, you have to sit there for hours on end playing. You can't stop playing if you want to make any kind of a placing in that game. And that was shit. That was like the worst. So, anyway, it's a more relaxing, laid-back game. I don't recommend investing any money in it because it doesn't seem like you really get much. You know, you could just play the game casually every day and still make advancement. That's what I've been doing. So that's what I would say. And you know, treat it like that. And it's not that bad. But you can't really take the game too seriously. There's not much to it. It's more of a more white. I guess that's the best way to describe it. It's a white noise game. Jasper, why are you so jumpy? He's getting jumpy. Is there a reason you're jumpy, Jasper? I'm gonna go. Hold on. Let me go check out. See why he's being jumpy.
He just randomly fucking off now. Okay. Random fucking segment where he talks about fucking how addictive mobile games are for him. He talked with so much passion about those fucking mobile games compared to fucking normal games. Oh, he's back. I was just pressing the fast forward button. Let's see him model back into frame. Come on now, Phil. Throw yourself into the chair. There you are.
I thought maybe he was hearing something I wasn't hearing. Maybe he heard, like, the inspector was showing up or whatever. There's nothing. I don't know. He's jumping. He's hearing jumpy stuff. I don't know why he's reacting like that. It's weird. Okay, let's continue. I got a $3 tip. Hold on. For Lady Charisma, I don't know if it was because I watched my husband and our friends. We found the show enjoyable. Everyone was losing their minds in the tag match. It's my opinion. I'm not going to harp on your views. I'm here to chill, not argue. If you're talking about WWE, you're welcome to your opinions. I'm just telling you mine. You could disagree. This is why I stopped watching WWE. You understand? This is literally why. Because I don't like investing time into something that I feel like someone wasted my time. And, you know, that's the older I got and the more I watched wrestling, I kind of felt like I was investing so much time into it, and I hated it. And that's why I don't care anymore. You can disagree, and you can feel like it's a use of your time. That's fine. That's the beauty of life, is we can all have disagreements, but we can still, at the end of the day, be okay with each other's disagreements. I'm okay with, if you like the current product, good for you. Enjoy it. And I hope that you have a good time with it. But for me, it's like, I'm not going to waste time with it anymore. Too old for that shit. All right. So thanks for the super chats, guys. Of course, people are not talking about stupid bullshit. I'm not even going to address it. I'm just going to say thanks for the super chats. The thing is, we could...
I have a feeling he leaned people there. People are talking about sure his bullshit means that he leaned motherfuckers there. There's no doubt in my mind he leaned people there.
End the podcast and try to get started with Resident Evil 4, but then we might get interrupted. Likely we are going to get interrupted. So I guess the question is, what do you guys want to do? Do you want to chill for a little bit longer and just see if the inspection happens? Or do you want to just jump right into Resident Evil 4 and then we're going to get interrupted at some point? Like, what do you think? What do you guys want to do? Giant MD Crafts, we need to get you a Ring camera. Several people in the neighborhood have one. A lot of people in the neighborhood actually have one. So, all right. A lot of people are saying, let's get to the game and see what happens. Yeah, fair enough. All right. I'm gonna be interrupted at some point because I know for a fact they need to set off the alarm. So we're gonna hear it. It's gonna be like be loud, like, oh shit, my ears. It's gonna be like high pitched, and then they're gonna want to come in to see that it's going off in the house and that we can hear it everywhere in all the rooms, because that's the whole point. The whole point is, if someone else's adjoining building is on fire, you get notified so that you can clear out. So. Who I think should play Ken and Ryu in the new Street Fighter movie? Oh my god, I don't know, man. I would say just get people who no one really knows. You know what I'm saying? Get unknowns, but who are good martial artists and or, you know, fighters. People who actually have fighting prowess so that they can look legit in the movie when they're fighting and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I would much rather have people who are good fighters and can look good in fight scenes rather than known actors. Like, imagine if they had fucking actors, but they look like shit because they can't fight. I'd rather have fighters. I don't care what they look like.
That's what stunt doubles are for.
Right? It's not like Ryu and Ken have always had the same definitive look in every game. That's not true at all. If you take a look over the history of Street Fighter, their character designs have changed dramatically. Every numbered game, they've changed and look different, right? Ken originally looked like this kind of like yuppie pretty boy kid, and then eventually he's gotten hard and grizzled, and now he looks totally different, right? Same thing with Ryu. Like, Ryu started off, he kind of looked like a Karate Kid, like fucking Daniel-san. Seriously, that's what he looks like in the original Street Fighter 2. And then now, you know, he's this world warrior, you know, again, hard and grizzled look. You know, it's very different. So, you know, I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens when they cast, but... Okay. This is weird gameplay. We're not playing the game yet, Spider Dijon. You can relax. We didn't start yet. Oh my goodness. Oh, Jasper. You're not being alerted to nothing down there. Alright, guys. Well, I guess it's time to end the show. We had a good run. We had a good amount of topics to talk about today. Thanks to those who chilled with me and enjoyed the show. And I think it's time now. By the way, I think the internet issues have cleared up, and I should knock on wood. Because maybe they'll come back, but it looks like we're in the green. Like, we've been in the green for over an hour. I haven't seen any fluctuations. That's a good thing. Again, I don't know what was causing them, but it looks like we're pretty good now. So that's good news, right? Okay. All right, guys, let us end the podcast. We'll swap over, get started with Resident Evil, even though we're going to be interrupted. It's fine. We'll see what progress we make today in the Salazar Mansion, shall we? So thank you guys so very much. You've been a great audience for the show. Hope you enjoyed it. And it is time now to see me completely and utterly embarrassed.
No, I'm going to skip that shit.
All right. So let's see here. Jasper, stop that right now. Don't bite that wire.
I know some of you guys fucking love seeing photos of fucking Easter Bunny not shit. I've got no time for that fuck shit.
Headphone wire. All right, he gets kind of ridiculous here. Okay, he does. Jasper, stop that. Jasper, I just said don't do it. Look, don't touch that wire. Leave it alone. I don't want him to get hurt by biting the headphone wire. Okay, well, let's get set up here. First off, let me get my camera to the right aspect ratio. I do have to pee before we begin, just so you guys know. Oh, let's see here, leaderboard. Leaderboard has to be screwed over. By the way, guys, thank you for being here. Great. We already have a good amount of people here for the game. I appreciate that. If you could support the stream, I'd appreciate it. You know, liking the stream. Stop that, Jasper. Liking the stream helps a lot. We go for 100 likes every stream. Super chat, super stickers, memberships, gifted memberships, and tips. All appreciated. Jasper, stop it right now. Stop trying to bite the wire. He doesn't listen. All appreciated. Let me get the controller. You're not going to bite my headphone wire. You're not doing it. Absolutely not. Oh, okay. All right. Real quick, I'm going to use the restroom, so just bear with me while I mute the mic. I'll use the restroom. I'll be right back, and then we'll start. Okay.
And he's fucked off again, so I can now fucking fast forward. So Phil went away there at 12:33. 12:33 p.m. When will he return? Oh, he was only away about 2 minutes, 3 minutes or so. About 3 minutes. He's back.
That is much better. I feel much better now. Okay, are you guys ready? Like I said, I guess we'll just get started. I have absolutely no idea when we're going to get interrupted. We are going to get interrupted, but I just got to wait and see what happens. When I hear a knock or I hear an alarm blaringly going off in my ears, that's when I know that we need to take a small break. So I guess we'll see. Oh, I'm going to change the color to pure purple now. Pure purple. There we go. Because this is more bluish purple. And that's actually blue. So let's do pure purple. Cool. Radical Resident Evil. La 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 la. All right. Change it to red. No, I've been alternating between red and purple for this playthrough, and we recently just did red, so we're going to do purple for this one. No, there have been no regenerators yet, but I know they're coming.
He burped again. We have a free space because of burps, but sadly that's the kind of only positive we have. He's literally about to begin gameplay now, and we still have so much fucking white on the board. I'm surprised as hell that Phil has not said, that being said, business. He talked about companies a lot in his fucking podcast, but he didn't fucking mention business at all, at least as far as I'm aware. Yeah, so... Sometimes it happens when Phil just fucking knows what's in the card and misses a whole lot of them.
For a fact, I know they're on the way. So.
Well, did he say it in fact? There.
No, there have been no regenerators yet, but I know they're coming. For a fact, I know they're on the way.
Oh, for a fact. That's what I'm saying. For a fact. I know for a fact they're on the way. Bastard.
So. Okay. Okay, are we ready? Alright, guys, let's resume. Here we go. Well, hello.
And he is now recording for gameplay. What a fucking smeghead. We didn't fucking come that close to a full house, sadly. We were at 1, 2, 3. Okay, hang on, we've got a free space, so let's fucking make the most of a free space. Let's tick. What can we do for fucking that? We'll tick that for a free space. Why the fuck not? Screw it. Actually, what would it? Hold on. No, let me take this instead for a free space, because that means we get a fucking... I don't know, hold on. There's your free space right fucking there. That being said, it doesn't really fucking matter in the grand scheme of things because we don't have a fucking full house. Let's go to live DSP and see how he's doing, okay? So let's refresh the shit.
Yo, that was me. You're keeping those things cool.
Phil has 11 buckaroos. Did he fucking randomly piss off from stream temporarily? I don't think it's happened yet for him. I don't think Phil has had to fucking deal with his fire alarm shit yet. So there you go. 11 buckaroos for Phil so far on his fucking precious wee stream. And yeah, I guess I'm going to wrap things up there, guys. I don't think there's any point in dragging this out. There is other people that are streaming right now. Let's actually try and highlight them. Okay, 2 seconds. Let me pull this up for you guys. If you guys are interested in seeing Phil still play and all that shit, you know what I mean? Raven's Dolphin is live right now and so is Frog. I'm going to give my fucking boy Raven a wee shout out. Wee Raven. There we go.
Fuck him. I'm being told you would have got bonus points if you don't use the lava. I don't think we had to. We could have attacked the parasite, but who cares?
There you go. So Raven's Dolphin is live right now. He's playing a game, but he's also covering Phil's antics. So there you go. Make sure you kind of drop by and give Raven some love, you know, and some appreciation. You know, I mean, I should be willing to endure Phil's nonsensical gameplay as well, which is more than I'm fucking willing to do. You know what I mean? So there we go. But I'm going to wrap things up, guys. Thank you very much for being here. I do appreciate everyone being in. I hope everyone had a good time. Sadly, it wasn't a full house to bingo. But hey, as the song goes, there's always tomorrow. And speaking as a song, I'm going to end things by playing the usual kind of song I always enjoy to fucking play. Notorious P.I.G. contributions made by the excellently talented Pixar Animations. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with some more bingo antics, but until then, I do hope everyone enjoys a Monday, how I wish to spend the rest of the Monday, and I'll be back tomorrow for some more bingo fun and games. Hopefully we can get a full house tomorrow, but until then, I'm gonna just fuck the fuck off. Thanks again, guys. Cheerio now.
On September 14th, a pre-authorized payment of $16.51 from PayPal.
All right, Luna Mills has tipped me $1.30. It says, "I'm back. What's your favorite type of shower?" When you're showered in money, when you go outside, all of a sudden, greenbacks start falling from the sky, and you raise your face up. You're like, oh, you start dancing. You go, oh, money, yeah. All right, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but thank you for the first tip of the day.
Money, yeah. Money, oh, money, yeah. Money, yeah. Money, oh, money, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Money, yeah. Money, oh, money, yeah. Money, yeah. Money, oh, money, yeah. These contributions are mandatory. Show me the money. Money, yeah. Money, oh, money, yeah. Money, yeah. Money, oh, money, yeah. These contributions are mandatory.
And it's gone, just gone like that in an instant, fucking gone.